Shalom, shalom. Welcome in, everybody. Hallelujah. Welcome into the Worship Podcast. Listen, we got some heavy things to go over here today. It's some things that honestly I had to call out. I had to definitely call out when it came to the level of hypocrisy, the level of lies that was told to us all. And immediately it was met with repentance. And what do we do according to the book, where we ought to forgive 70 times 7 times 7, right? Understanding the truth of the matter and how real Hebrew brothers operate, forgiveness should be in an abundance and in that ready supply at all times, no matter who you are, no matter what you may do. We got a lot of different documentation out here. We got a lot of different situations when it comes to the circumstances of everything that we got to unpack. Like, there's a lot to unpack, you guys. And I got to just take you through this thing step by step in regards to these public records. Because, here at the Worship Podcast, we like to shed light. Because we know that light creates understanding. Understanding creates love. Love creates patience. And that patience will create unity. So let's get unified in the spirit, y'all. Let's go.
Is the sheep preaching hate when he says, I'm not going to let the wolf eat me anymore? If the wolf comes in here, next time he comes in here, I'll do whatever I have to do to keep him off my back. Is the sheep violent or is the wolf the violent one? He wasn't teaching hate, he was teaching common sense. Somebody's knocking you over the head, stop him. Do whatever you have to do to stop him. The ones that were knocking him over the head were afraid of the fact that he might swing back. So they said, no, he's teaching hate. He's violent.
All right, y'all, let's get this thing rocking and rolling. I'm going ahead and go start with the shout outs. For all my righteous alpha men, drop a ram in the chat for me, please. And all my elegant women who are exceptional, drop a sheep in the chat for me, please. All of my sisters and all my brothers, let's get this thing rocking and rolling here. You already know what we're aiming to do here at the Worship Podcast, which is bring the truth, right, in its proper context. And we're looking to aim to bring the truth, okay? So we're going to give it some shout outs right now. Welcome to our special guest, the Covenant Homestead, okay? The Covenant Homestead, welcome in to our special guest. I hope you got your ice cream and homemade ice cream and cookies ready. I hope you got them ready. Hallelujah. Pastor Rufus in the building. Bless you. You all show him some love, all right, for the Honorable Pastor Rufus in the building. Let's get it. Sister Heidi, good to see you in this thing. Shalom to you as well. Bless you. And the man, welcome in, brother. Bless you, bless you, bless you. This is about to be a bless you. I appreciate it. Appreciate you all around. Rice, Sister Rice, welcome in. Good to see you in this thing. Shalom, shalom to you as well. Bless you, bless you. Mama Clay, welcome into this thing. Good to see you in this thing. Brother Timbo Slice, welcome in. Brother Timbo Slice, welcome in. Good to see you. P31 Stitchings, welcome in. Good to see you in this thing. Jennifer Carswell, Mama Jennifer, welcome in. Good to see you in this thing. Shalom, shalom. Shabbat shalom and blessings. Hallelujah. Brother Coleman, welcome in. Good to see you in this thing. Brother Myron, welcome in. Good to see you in this thing. Sister Nadia, welcome in. Good to see you. Good to see you in this thing, my sister. Bless you. Will Gomez, welcome in. Good to see you in this thing. Elder Brent, welcome in. The Honorable Elder Brent. You guys show him some love. Welcome in. Good to see you in this thing, Elder. Brother Christian, welcome in. Good to see you in this thing. And Catherine, welcome in. Good to see you, Sister Catherine. Welcome in. Shalom to you. Good to see you in this thing. Hallelujah. All right, so we're going to get this ball rocking and rolling. Listen, guys. Upon discovery of this information, okay, in which we over at the Discord team, right, we're exposing individuals who show us discord amongst the brethren. There's a reason why we're there in the midst. But either way, we're able to, get to it. And shout out to brother Charlie, brother Odell for putting in some good work here and revealing and uncovering a lot in which I'm going to present here for you all today. We got rams, okay, guys, and we got sheep in the chat today. Hallelujah. We got rams and we got sheep in the chat. You already know. Rams and the sheep in the chat, okay? Hallelujah. Okay, so we're going to get this thing rocking and rolling, y'all. My thing is this, okay? When we are doing this, right, and we're exposing truth and we're bringing forth truth as much as we possibly can reveal, this is all around. Like, there's no bias in truth. It just isn't. You know what I mean? There's only levels of individuals who are being exposed during that truth. And when someone thrusts themselves in levels of denial, they begin to try to overcompensate for whatever they know they've been caught in. They got their hand caught in a cookie jar. They got their hand caught in lies. Not only do they send in memos, right, to YouTube, right, to try to get the video that is full of truth. If y'all haven't heard the powerful testimony of Brother Robert, you guys need to go over right now into the archives of the Worship Podcast and listen to his powerful testimony. Not only you need to go to his channel, and he also posted a second testimony and went more into depth as to his coming into Straitway. You guys need to go to his channel, Brother Robert's channel, and watch his testimony that he posted as well. Well, I did a live interview with him in regards to some lies that were told, in which that video got copyright striked, right? And they tried to have it removed and taken down, right? Who would want to suppress the truth? You might ask that. I think that we all might ask that, right? Who would want to suppress the truth, yo? Like with the Messiah, with Jesus the Messiah, want to suppress the truth. With the Most High Yah, would he want to suppress the truth? With Paul, with Peter, with any of the disciples, the 12, you know what I mean? The 11, you know, but you know what I mean. Judas, you know, we can count him out. My thing is this: would any of them would they want to suppress the truth besides Judas? Because we know that what he would do. You know what I mean? And you know, the ones who would want to suppress the truth, of course, they would be walking with a spirit, right? A spirit on them, like a spirit of Judas, a Judas type of spirit, a betrayal, a stabbing in the back, you know, a just raunchy type of spirit that can't let anything go, just extremely bitter all the time, right? Type of spirit. Those spirits are usually subjected to a lot, right? And they open themselves up to a lot. And then you start to see them worshiping false idols, right? And false deities and false yahs, okay? False gods. You understand what I'm saying? You start to see a lot of that take place. And when you start to see a lot of that take place, you know that you're in a bad space, right? You know you're in a bad space when you start to see somebody do a lot of deity worship, and then they explain it away, right? And they say that it's forks. They say it's forks, right? But really, yeah, I mean, we can call them forks. Yeah, the devil's pitchforks, you know, it's commonly used, right? They draw them all the time. When they're drawing Satan, they usually give them a pitchfork. As well as when you see, you know, some of the BBL thotties out there, when they dress up for Halloween, they also wear horns, and then they walk around with the pitchforks, right? So, you know, I guess you're in good company, Dow. I know that you thought something was something, but it ain't that. This ain't what you thought it was, okay? So I'm just going to be honest here. I know you got your homemade cookies ready, Randy. I'm so sorry. Listen, I don't mean to be deceptive in nature. You understand what I'm saying? But we are going to go over some public records and rap sheet. And I really want to know, Randy, why do you feel the need to forge, right, and falsify documentation in order to try to make somebody seem like something they're not? Why do you feel as though you can run with something that is not the truth, right? It's not solidified evidence. Maybe you got the wrong name. Maybe you looked up the wrong roof his cars well, but my thing is this, right? It is extremely unethical for a bunch of grown-ass men to sit around, right, and gossip about another man and pass around paperwork, do a paperwork party, you know what I mean, about another man behind his back, and you're all on the land just passing this around, gossiping, slandering this man, defaming him as though you guys were standing in truth. Now we all know that Dowell himself, he likes to jump the gun on all the shit he gets. Okay, it doesn't matter what it is. All right, he gets a whiff of something, he's too excited to reveal it. Right, so he don't do his own due diligence as the Bible teaches us to do. It's to diligently seek through everything. Right, you need to really be able to look into this thing before you start to present this as truth. Right, before all. And then you start to expose yourself as to who you truly are, which is another gossiping hen, cackling, just over there gossiping with a bunch of men. I don't understand the spirit of gossip. I don't understand with it being with men. I can understand having to check that spirit when it comes to women gossiping amongst themselves. But when it comes to men gossiping, and he called me a long hair sissy. You understand what I'm saying? I view that as an effeminate spirit, a spirit of gossip on a man. A spirit of gossip usually is associated with women. Hence, you have the show Gossip Girl. I guess y'all a bunch of gossiping girls, a bunch of gossip girls over there running your mouth about paperwork that you don't really truly have. Documentation. You may have typed the wrong name in. You may have looked up somebody else, but you did not get the right individual. And here, my thing is this, right? The information that I was able to pull, right, or my good brother Odell was able to receive. He went and sought this out, and he dug deep. I promise you, and it went pretty deep. We're gonna pull up the actual public records for Pastor Rufus Carswell. Okay, we're going to display the actual public records. We're going to show you guys exactly what's in his records. We're going to go deep diving. Listen, Pastor Rufus, we're going to undress you publicly. We're going to undress you publicly in regards to the public records that I'm seeing here. But one thing that I cannot get and cannot stand is a bunch of gossiping men. Men with feminine spirits gossiping on the land, spreading rumors, trying to spit in other people's ears. Like that right there is something that I just cannot stand. It's like, yo, how many people are you going to try to defame? How many people are you going to try to slander? How many people are you going to try to backbite and try to tear down? You understand what I'm saying? With your levels of gossip, it's just unreal what is taking place in a ministry at this time. You understand what I'm saying? These are things that are just, honestly, like I said, gossip is an effeminate spirit, right? That is a true effeminate spirit. So why are you engaging in gossip? Why are you engaging in gossip? And then not only that, it's false. So you're slandering, right? Effectively putting yourself out here to be what? You're already going through civil litigations now. What I want to go over with you guys here real quick in regards to those civil litigations, okay, as well. I want to go over what people call a quick claim deed, okay? What people call a quick claim deed, as well as what people call a UCC-1 financing statement, okay? A UCC-1 financing statement. These are two documents that you have to understand in order to understand what's going on with these civil litigations with Pastor Dowell and Pastor Rufus. With Dowell and Pastor Rufus, okay? Excuse my vernacular, all right? So my thing is this, right? You got to understand these two documents. The quick claim deed and a UCC-1 financing statement, okay? Once you file those two documents, all right? One thing that I'm going to do here real quick is we're going to get into that real quick first, okay? And I'm going to, really just share this information with you guys in regards to a UCC-1 financing statement. Now, UCC-1 financing statement, this is a form that you file, right? If you look to place liens on real property, okay? And now you yourself as a vessel, you as a man, human, whatever it may be, a lot of you are indigenous to the land, okay? A lot of you are indigenous to the land. A lot of you are indigenous. On top of being indigenous, you don't ever check the box of black. You're not black. If you're melanated individual, you're not black, okay? So don't check that box. Check the box of Hawaiian, Native American, indigenous, whatever it may be, that's what you need to tell them you are. And, it's for a really good reason, because the word black is just a word. Okay. It's not associated with an actual thing. And they've done that on purpose. They understand what they're doing, because if you check a specific ethnicity, okay, they will trace that back to that particular country. And in that country is a potential involvement. You got to understand how your intergovernmental system works. They are afraid of numbers. They're not afraid of you. They are afraid of numbers. So if you claim to be from Asia, if you claim to be from China, then they understand the Chinese are going to be the ones who have a problem with me violating your rights. If you claim to be from East India, okay, they're gonna know that, okay, Pakistan or the East Indian people are going to have a problem with me violating this individual rights. If you claim to be Caucasian or whatever it may be, right? Then they're going to know that this country and other individuals are going to have a problem with us violating your rights. But if you say that you're black, which is void of color, okay, then they understand effectively that it's okay for them to go ahead and violate your rights. they got a free pass to be able to do so. You got to understand, when you're checking that box, that you've made yourself a target, right, for certain things. Now, when you've placed yourself in a certain group, okay, and you stop associating yourself with the color, with the black, right, then you can be able to have a bit more of an understanding with protection when it comes to regions and groups of people. Okay, when it comes to actually having a tribe or a sector of people that they would have to have problems with if they violated your natural rights, right? They're not afraid of you. They are afraid of numbers. You understand what I'm saying? They are afraid of lawsuits. Too many individuals involved in a lawsuit. Is there going to be a potential lawsuit if I were to violate this individual's right? That potential lawsuit, how big could that really get? Could that be worth millions of dollars? Could it be worth billions? What could actually go? That's what they're afraid of. And since every individual who works in public office has a bond associated with their name, then you can place a lien on their bonds, right? Well, UCC1 financing statement is the way that you would do that. See how I brought that back around? A UCC1 financing statement is the way you do that. That's one of the forms that you will file to place a lien on a bond, to place a lien on real property. You can also place a lien on yourself through using a UCC1 financing statement. Now, when you place a lien on yourself, it's just stating that you were first in line, first in time, meaning you have the superior claim over your own vessel. So if somebody wishes to place a warrant out for your arrest in the sum of, let's say, $50,000, right, at a 10%, whatever they call it, when you get 10% down, right? So you had to pay $5,000 in order to get the bondsman to do whatever, okay? In which they effectively just file UCC1 forms. They don't actually give them monetary, like money. They don't give them money, right? They just file UCC1s. They just offset the debt, okay, the liability of the debt onto their own books. And that's all they really do with a bondsman. A bondsman don't actually handle things unless it's in small increments, small amounts. If you get into the bigger amounts, right, the 10,000s, the 50,000s, the 100,000s, you think that bondsmen have hundred thousands of dollars just sitting around waiting to bond you out? Do you truly think that's how it works? In your mind, when someone is in jail and they say, oh, my bond's $200,000 and a 10%, do you really think that the bondsmen have that much money to give readily? And not only do it for you, but do it for multiple individuals. You know that we have a conveyor belt of people rolling through that jail system and bonding out on a daily basis. Small amounts, they'll take care of that. Them large amounts, though, UCC1 financing statements, okay? They're going to offset the debt, offset the liability of the debt, and put that as a liability on their books. And effectively, that's the reason why you owe them. You signed the contract, you owe them now, right? When truthfully, they just kind of took out, well, we're going to get to that another time, okay? Because that might be a little too deep, what I was about to get into there. All right, so the UCC1 financing statement, I'm going to go ahead and share that with you guys, okay? This is a lien that you place on real property. And once you place this lien on real property, you are effectively giving people a hard time when it comes to selling that property. These people are going to have such a hard time trying to get this property sold. It's going to be I'm talking a pain in the rear end, okay? Because you have a lien, an active lien, and you have to satisfy the lien. How much is the lien for, you might ask? How much is that lien for? It might be for thousands of dollars. You understand what I'm saying? It might be for millions. Me personally, I put a lien on my vessel, and I put a lien on myself, and that was in the billions of dollars. Okay, so I placed a lien on myself effectively using a UCC1 financing statement, filing it in the county, and I've placed $1 billion lien on myself. Okay, so they would have to satisfy that claim, and I can bring that claim up in court. Okay, and I'm telling you that I've done this because I've already done it. I've already done that. I've already exercised that. You know what I'm saying? So this is the reason why I'm telling you that this works. So my thing is this. All right, let me go ahead and share this with you guys. This so you can see how it looks. UCC1 financing statement. I enjoy these forms. These forms are cool because, you can really do a lot with these forms. And if you're a righteous individual, then I would definitely say like, hey, yo, get involved. But if you're somebody who's wicked and wishes to take advantage, wishes to commit levels of fraud, okay, then I would tell you to stay away from a form like this. Now, this is for the state of Louisiana because this is one that I could pull up, but this is a UCC1 financing statement. Now, it's really imperative that we all learn how to file documentation. You got to understand how the court system work. They don't work based on you going in there, being all rah-rah, you know what I'm saying, thinking you all high and mighty, thinking that you're a badass. They don't work based on that. Now, if you go in there and understand what to say, how to say it, but also you back it up with paperwork like a UCC1 or any other documentation, right? Then at that point, they're stopping and they're listening, especially if you got a trust on file with a board of trustees who have vested interest in real property, which is you. You are one of the trustees they have vested interest in. And if you are lacking performance, then they have a problem with their trust. And guess who's in trouble? The judge. The judge could possibly be in trouble, but mostly the individual, the prosecution office, the prosecution is the one who's moving the case. Those are the individuals who are truly in trouble with this trust. Okay. These are the individuals who want to have to answer to the trust. You know what I mean? These are individuals that can be sued. The liens can be placed against their bond, and they are effectively the enemy. So you engage with the enemy. The enemy is who? The prosecution. The judge is there to hear the matter. You allow the judge what the judge needs to do, right? You don't give the judge a hard time. Yes, Your Honor. No, Your Honor. I'm afraid if you sign that document that it will compromise your position in this case, Your Honor. And I wish for you not to compromise your position. I do not wish for you to do so. So if I do this, then I'll be sure that you don't compromise your position, and I can be able to still move this case effectively. Those are the type of words that will get you to have a judge eating out the palm of your hand. Oh, you understand what I'm saying? Because he understands that there's a vested interest. You're looking out for his best interest, and he's looking out for yours. Okay. A judge would literally do whatever you say after that. Like, okay, because this prosecutor don't care if I'm holding the bag at the end of the day. Right. We might work for the same state, but honestly, these judges could flip on these prosecutors in a heartbeat if you conduct yourself appropriately. Now, if the judge is getting out of order, out of line, and he's starting to practice law from the bench, I understand how to enforce that as well. They're not allowed to practice law from the bench. If they start to speak and practice law from the bench, then they are violating their oath of office, and you can effectively put a lien against their bond, and you can do a whole lot more to them in regards to that. Now we're getting to a whole different slew of education here, but I'm just letting you know that this is possible. And the UCC1 financing statement is something that you can do it with. Okay. Now this UCC1 financing statement, this is what was used in the case with Pastor Rufus. In the case with Pastor Rufus, and reason why they're currently in civil litigations is because I believe that somebody ignorantly told them to file this UCC1 financing statement against real property in regards to what Pastor Rufus has already acquired. Okay. Now, this UCC1 financing statement had placed a lien on real property that was not effectively theirs. It was not in their name. It wasn't in the name of the foundation. Okay. Now, once they placed this UCC1 financing statement against real property, against the land that Pastor Rufus owned, okay, it was in his name. They placed this lien on that name, on that piece of property. At that point, if nobody contests this UCC1 financing statement, it stands as truth. Okay, it stands as truth, and it will remain. But if somebody with an invested interest in that property, in that real property, comes and contests this UCC1 financing statement, then whoever filed it is in big trouble. You got to understand that, because of the simple fact that this is fraudulent at that point. Now you have committed fraud on the books. Okay. You have committed fraud because you have placed a lien on real property that was not due. It wasn't due to you, right? What they call this is paper terrorism, in which Dowell himself has listened to some really bad advice, and he has done so and moved forward. This is what's sparking this whole civil litigation. You got to know, this is what's sparking it. Is Dowell moved forward and placed this UCC1 financing statement on real property. Since this civil litigation has to take place, he can be found as somebody who committed fraud. You have to understand this. A lot of individuals who are in the Moorish community here in the U.S. has tried this multiple times on real property. Okay. Not only that, they paired this UCC1 financing statement with a quick claim deed on a real property. It could be a mansion. A lot of times they go for all these $1 million mansions, right? But they hoping and suspecting that these $1 million mansions are vacant and nobody cares to come back to them. But once somebody comes back to claim real property, then they're in big trouble. At that point, there's a forcing them out. Now, this is a strenuous process when these individuals quit claim that property. It's a long process. There's a lot of court litigations. There's a lot of civil proceedings. But at the end of the day, they still are forced out of that property, okay? And they're still put in handcuffs for filing the UCC1 financing statement, placing a lien on real property, and also backing it up with a quit claim deed, in which this is what has been done. So since this is the same recipe that's being followed here, we already know what the outcome is, and it hadn't been panned out well for any of them because none of that is in their name. Now, I would say if it's in their name, right, or maybe they're going through some sort of process, and let's say there's been a foreclosed property. A quick claim deed, when given permission to file, okay, can save a foreclosed property. Now, if you have somebody else do a quick claim deed on that property, then the bank won't be able to seize the property. And this is what it's truly meant for, okay? Just so you know, right? So individuals who are losing their homes, right, due to the banks foreclosing on properties. Truthfully, if you knew a little bit more about the UCC1 financing statement and quick claim deed, then you can have somebody quick claim the property, and that resets that deed. You understand what I mean? So now that individual is owner of the property or control of the property, whatever it may be, right? You can effectively place that property in a trust in which the individual is the trustee of the trust. Boom. We good. We saved the property. So that's what it's used for. And then in that format, okay, it is extremely and highly successful. It's worked more times than it didn't. Okay. They're not going to broadcast this to you. They're not going to tell you this on the street corner. They're not going to come and educate this and teach you this in schools. Okay. In public school systems. They're not going to do that for you. So the reason why you don't know about this is because they failed to effectively teach you this. They don't want you to know about any of this, right? But, partially it tells me this, right? Because individuals who do things like Dowell and Baldwin, in which they're quick claim deeding on real property that's not theirs and committing fraud, those individuals, they would be trying to do exactly that, right? They'll try to abuse the system. There's people who will abuse the system out here, so you got to be careful. So this is a UCC1 financing statement that was filed, okay? It was filed, and this is the reason why it sparked the whole thing with the litigations. And we got to remove this lien off of real property in order to move forward with that property. Now, we're going to go ahead and get into, hopefully you guys are following me there. I don't want to be talking too fast. Let me see. I'm pretty sure you guys are. You guys are all very intelligent people. So I know that y'all are picking up on this, and y'all are truth seekers. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all are truth seekers. So y'all going to pick up on all of this stuff like it's nothing. You understand what I mean? Like, as soon as you hear the truth about something, you're going to receive that truth, and you're going to do your due diligence, do your own homework and research, and you're going to pick up on it. So no insult here. Okay. No insult. I know for a fact, a lot of y'all like, look, we here. I know, Pastor Rufus is currently going through this right now, and he knows all about it. He's fully versed. All right. Shout out, Sister Nadia. Thank you so much for the donation. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Coffee. Hallelujah. I appreciate that. Absolutely. I like coffee. Cool. I usually order the same thing. I'm just a guy who will order the same thing whenever. If I go to the coffee shop, listen, it's it might be just a red eye, right? If that's how I'm feeling today, that's just straight up decaf. That's just straight up coffee. You understand what I'm saying? And it's just kind of, I guess, what shots of espresso, no chaser. You understand what I mean? If it's just that day, if it's just that type of day, you understand what I'm saying? If I'm on that type of time, that's the time. Listen, a red eye is what I'm going to go for. Espresso. But if I'm just chilling, relaxing, I want something to sip on. Listen, caramel macchiato, upside down, extra caramel drizzle. Listen, couple shots of blonde espresso. That's all I'm going to order. All right. I'm going to order that or a red eye. Something that's going to have just straight decaf, no sugar. Okay. But bless you. I just thought I'd say that, Rollo, good. Appreciate you. Thank you. Shout out to Rollo, man, for the donation. Thank you so much for that donation. Bless you. And welcome into the chat, my brother. Bless you. All right. Right. Okay. So yeah. We're going to get you caught up in a minute. UCC1 financing statement we just went over. This is something that was placed, and it was a quick claim. It was a deed that was placed, right, on real property. Okay. It was filed on real property that did not belong to Dowell. And now at this point, we're going to have to go through civil litigations. This is what's sparking this whole thing, is this UCC1 financing statement, and as well as paired with a quick claim deed and trying to steal this property from Pastor Rufus. Okay, so Dowell is trying to steal the property. What he's trying to do is just basically snatch it from him, right? Like a crumb snatcher. He's trying to snatch this from him, and this is what he's using to try to snatch the property from him. Okay, now this is what's sparking the civil litigations that we currently are hearing about right now. Okay, and we're going to see at the end of this that they're definitely going to be looking to bring criminal charges, right, in regards to this. Okay, so whatever, Dowell's camp, you guys better go let your boy know that, he better be on the lookout for fraudulent charges coming his way, right, or having to answer to that. The same thing he bragged and boasted about on that video. On the video we're going to touch on just a little bit. Now he's going to have to face that in court. Okay, so y'all has a funny way of moving. You understand what I'm saying? And since he has a sense of humor, he likes to do things in the perfect amount of timing. If y'all's the best of planners, can we just drop a hashtag Yahweh? Let's just drop a hashtag Yahweh. If he's the best of planners, drop a hashtag Yahweh in the chat. And my thing is this, right? He's the best of planners. So in timely manner, he's seen that he's bragging and boasting about not having a criminal record, all while developing a criminal record for himself. This is what this is recipe for. This whole thing that he's done is a recipe for a criminal record coming his way, criminal charges, civil, criminal litigations going forward. He's going to have to fight a criminal case now in regards to these documents that he's filed. And this is now inevitable because he's the one who pushed the case forward. Okay, literally, FBI can be involved. This is quite a bit of money that we have on record. Okay, that he's trying to effectively steal from Pastor Rufus. You got to understand what the true how heavy this situation truly is. We're going to be witnessing the downfall of Pastor Dowell in real time. You got to understand that we're going to be witnessing that in real time. And you're going to see him go through a lot of things, trials, tribulations, struggles, ups and downs. We're going to watch this effectively. OK, and he's only brought it upon himself through his pride, through his ego, through his arrogance, all these other things. Right. So I thank y'all for it, because judgment is what judgment is. Let's go ahead and move on, guys, from this. This document is cool. I think I want to show you guys now a quick claim deed. Now, this document is extremely interesting. When it comes to a quick claim deed, I don't think I can find one online. I do have one personally in my documents, in my files. OK, now, but I don't know if I can find one on Google, y'all. I don't know if I can find one on Google, but yeah. OK, so maybe they got one, because I know for sure mine's is pretty exclusive and it says certain things that honestly communicates with the courts on a certain level. And me personally, I don't really deal with quick claim deeds or anything like that, because I don't have a reason for them. I don't do anything with foreclosures or anything like that. So there's no need for me to quick claim any properties, and I understand how you can unlawfully do it. Now, when you're doing this, right, and you're doing this process, you're doing it, but you're actually doing it. And what you need to do is you need to go to the irs.gov website and you need to ask them for 1099 forms, right? The physical hard copies, and they'll send you a bunch of them for free. This is what's crazy, y'all. They'll send you a bunch of these copies for free. I promise you. I'll show you that next. These copies of these 1099Cs, these 1099As, accusation forms, the 1099B, the 1099C, cancellation of debt form, all these different forms, they will actually send you these documents for free of charge. You don't even got to pay for it, y'all. I'm talking over 100 of them. They'll send them to you. No problem, okay? No problem at all. But with these documents, you can actually liberate yourself. You can free yourself. You can do a lot of things with them, right? I've discharged millions of dollars in tax debt. Millions. I'm serious. 110% in tax debt using these documents, 1099C, 1099A, and I also use a 1095 acquisition form so I can be able to bind those all together and they can understand where the withholdings are coming from. It's a process, right? But, you know, offsetting the liability of tax debt. If you're in tax issues or tax debt, then that's a great little piece of information, right? You got documents and forms you can order online on the irs.gov website. The people that you fear, the people that you're so afraid of, that you hate, these people are just your accountants, y'all. They just balance your checkbooks. They work your budget and they just want you to comply. And the moment you don't comply, they'll try to force you to comply. Okay. All you need to do is just give them what they're looking for. Give them the paperwork, give them what they need, and then they'll be fine. We don't have any monetary value. All of our money is fake. It's fictitious in nature. There's nothing tangible behind it. There's no tangible assets here. So we don't have anything gold and silver that's backing this thing up, right? These are all IOUs. You just need to go ahead and present your negotiable instrument accordingly. Okay. It's a negotiable instrument, and you lawfully, federally, you can be able to provide negotiable instruments and you'll be just fine. Now, quit claim deeds, it looks like they handle quit claim deeds. Like I said, I don't think that they have the actual form online. I don't think they actually have an actual form online, because I would think that would be dangerous, y'all. But what I will show you before we get into these documents, I'll show you this. All right, I'll show you guys this. This is crazy. I'm gonna show you this real quick, and we're gonna get into the public records. You guys bear with me for a second, you know. But I feel the need to just share it with you guys. All right, so this right here, right? Let me show you. This right here. Let me go to a 1099C, 9C form. Okay. Now a 1099C form. Let's go ahead and get into this thing real quick. IRS.gov website. We're gonna go to it, and this is a 1099C. Okay. 1099C form. This is how it looks. If you've never seen one before, this is how it looks. Now, you guys, this right here, what does it say in the top? Well, you wouldn't know what it says because I'm in the way. Let me back up. All right, so the top right corner, in my right hand side, it says what? It says what? Cancellation of debt. Okay. What cancellation of debt? So with this 1099C, you can cancel your debt, any debt. It doesn't really matter. Anything that's on your public record. If they claim that you owe money to another individual, this 1099C will effectively cancel it. Now, this won't do it by itself. Okay. You're going to need a 1099C and you're going to need 1099A, and you need to have both of those on a 1095 acquisition form in order to effectively cancel your debt out. Right. And this right here is a negotiable instrument that will get that done for you. Okay. Now, a lot of these companies who hold your debt unlawfully, because it's been sold to them, they can issue a 1099C. Like, they've already been paid for the debt. You understand? When they bought it from the holder, right, the first person who you may have signed the contract with, when they purchased that debt from them and it's transferred to that particular debt collection agency, these individuals are holding this debt, and every year you don't pay it, they actually collect residuals for it. They collect. You understand? They get tax income. It's called, I believe, a capital loss. So they fill out, I believe, what form is that? In order to file for their capital loss. So every year they're losing capital because you won't pay your debt. You're not handling your obligation. So they file it, and they get thousands of dollars to file that form, and they'll get it from the IRS, right? And what you'd have to do is you'd have to actually use this 1099C in order to cancel it out. Now, they could help you out and just do it for you. Issue you a 1099C, you sign it, they sign it, canceling out the debt. But they will never do that. Why? Because it's an asset on their books. Okay. Your debt is an asset. Debt is money. Your debt is an asset on their books. It's not a liability. You got to understand how this works. So they're not going to cancel out the debt. They're going to continue to want to build on the income. They're going to file their paperwork every year to get that capital loss filing, right? To continue to make the money off of your debt until you satisfy the debt. Okay. And a great way to do so is by doing what? Filing a 1099-C, a 1099-A paired with a 1095 accusation form. When you're backing it up with an accusation form, guess what? You're going to also send them a letter. You're going to send them a letter, y'all. You're going to enforce your federal rights, right? Pursuant to 15 USC 1692. You can go all the way from A to E, okay? A lot of those are going to apply. Now, if you read 15 USC 1692K, if you read that, you'll learn that any violations, if they call you, if they harass you about a debt, that you can actually get paid $1,000 per harassment. They can't even call you. They're not even allowed to do that. But you're going to send this letter in letting them know that, right? And it'll be gone. They'll remove it. But this is the type of form that you would want, right? And you get it, like I said, from the IRS.gov website. You just order it. It's free. Like, you can go there and order, like I said, 100 of them a piece. And once you understand and learn how to utilize these forms, these documents, you'll understand how much control you truly have over intergovernmental system. But let's go ahead and we'll move on to the documents. Okay, we're going to move on to the documents here, the information that my brother Charlie was able to acquire, y'all, and we're going to dive deep into it. But these forms definitely is what is being used in a lot of these situations, especially when it comes to the foundation. If Baldwin is on this type of level, then he's using these forms actively to try to help Straitway offset liability of debt, acquire assets and things like that. If he's using quick claim deeds fraudulently, like he has already, and also 1090, I believe, what is it? UCC 1 financing statement, placing liens on real property that's not theirs, right? And they don't have permission to do so, then that's fraud. That is actively fraud. Okay, you can't do that. You can't just place liens on real property. But first, let me go ahead and dive into this this video. I want to play a quick clip so we're all reminded by what Dowell had to say in regards to this situation. I just want us to be reminded real quick. We're not going to spend too much time because I believe we all heard it, but I want to go ahead and remind us a little bit about what Dowell had to say. So we're going to go ahead and play this clip, y'all. We're going to play it. We're going to play it. And this is interesting, right? This is interesting. Yeah, look, yeah, you're showing up late, brother Hudgens. You're showing up late, but you're on time. You're on time, but you're late. You know what I'm saying? All right. So let's listen in as to what they had to say in regards to the situation when it comes to Dowell and him saying that whatever he said about the BS that he said about Pastor Rufus. Okay, let's go ahead and listen in.
All have fallen short of the Most High, but still, that's right. We can't sit and act like we're like the epitome of holiness, and we have never done anything wrong and things like that. When we know that we have a whole background behind us. So I think what needs to be done, we need to be humble. Be humble, man. Realize, like, hey, I can't point the finger at you guys now. Because guess what?
Okay. I got an echo. All right, give me a sec here real quick. Let me see if I can be able to fix this. Okay. My audio is acting up, huh? Let me see what I can do to fix this, okay? Give me a sec. Let me remove it. Place it back. It shouldn't be echoing. And if it is, I might need to mute my mic. That might be the thing that I'd have to do. I just got to remember to unmute. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's try this again, y'all. Let me know if the audio is having issues. Okay, hold on a sec, guys. Let me check my audio real quick. Go into the back. Okay. Okay, y'all bear with me real quick. I'm trying to go into the settings and be sure that I'm checking audio with settings. All right, so let me try this again, okay? And I'm gonna run this back real quick. Audio is low. You guys let me know what you got, okay? Let's go. Okay. Give it a sec, y'all.
That finger's pointing right back at me. So
what is this gall though? That you'll get out there and just
Did that help? Did that help? Let me know.
lie your rear end off and point. And then when we come across this information, I mean, most of you people out there that is believe
Hallelujah.
him, there's gonna have to be some repentance or something in order
Hallelujah.
right here,
Okay.
because you're gonna find out how much of a liar and a fraud this guy is. Ty, did you see it?
Yes, sir.
Ty, what did you see?
I saw numerous accounts where he'd been in this court system, and there was one thing that had it coming. It was all money related.
All money related.
Yes, sir.
You hearing this?
Yes, sir. I seen it.
All types of judgments.
Yes, sir.
That's it.
Again, when this was brought to me, somebody came up to me and they told me, said, Pastor Dowell, I did a background check on you before I came to this ministry. The only thing I came up with was like a parking ticket. So I said, man, I'm gonna make a video, and I want everybody out there to really, y'all listen, don't even take my word for it, but you're gonna find out you've been used, you've been bamboozled, you've been run amok, you have been deceptively manipulative and lied to on a grand scale. And you know what the sad part about it is? Because even the present lawsuit that he has going against him right now, it has to do with the same thing. Has to do with the same thing.
Luke said you should know them by their fruit. By their fruit. So, hey, he's bearing the same fruit right
Oh
now.
Now, we're
boy.
not here making a
Oh
negative
boy.
video. We're making a truthful video.
That's it.
Because we already in
Okay.
the turn our year.
Y'all slandering. That's what y'all doing. Y'all slandering. Truthful video. Let's see how much truth is truly in truth. You know what I mean? Let's see how much truth is truly in truth for Dow. Let's see how much truth is truly in truth. And I really want to know, right? And I wanted to know for myself. And like I said, my brother, shout out to brother Charlie. Shout out to my brother, man, for doing the digging. He did the lifting. Listen, I'm just doing the presenting, okay? But the book says to give credit where credit is due. And so I must do that because I'm happy and joyful to do that, man. Listen, the brother got it together. Let's go ahead and get this thing rocking and rolling. And we're gonna see exactly what we got here in regards to the truth that Dow is saying is going on with this extensive rap sheet with Pastor Rufus. And you know, I'm sitting here and I'm trying to really think about this, right? And I'm trying to understand what they were talking about, because listen, this is the rap sheet. Okay, guys. We're going to look at actual documents here today, y'all. Hopefully you guys are okay with that. But my thing is this, right? This is the rap sheet. Okay. This is the rap sheet. Shout out to brother Charlie. This is the rap sheet, brother Odell. This is it. And my thing is this, okay? I'm going to make some very clear points in regards to this whole situation that I think has worked effectively against Dow. And he should have never brought this up. He should never even said anything publicly. Not only will he face civil litigations in regards to his claims, right, of fraud and all of this rap sheet, you know, when it comes to Pastor Rufus, not only will you face civil litigations, but it's even going to make you look even worse now. Because what we found in Pastor Rufus's background check is actually pretty astonishing. And my thing is this, right? I am literally shocked and appalled as to the way that Pastor Rufus was treated. You know what I mean? It brings me to more of an understanding, right, of his plight in regards to the reason why he felt the way he felt, the way when he was put off that land and he was forcibly removed, right? Given 30 days to leave that land, right? He did it in 14, which is extremely ambitious. You know what I mean? I have a deeper understanding now once I'm seeing his background check and where I'm taking a look at what the truth is. And it's astonishing, y'all. This is mind blowing. Okay. I'm going to show this to you guys. Let me go ahead and share this with you real quick. Okay. Oh man, it blotted me out. Hold up. I'm going to share this with you guys, and we're going to see exactly what they're talking about in regards to this. Okay. Let's do that. Okay. Hold up. Okay. Let's get this file to open up real quick. We're going to go ahead and get this file to open up real quick. I want to show you guys this first. And I'm actually pretty, taken back by this. Now, this is the property right here that Pastor Rufus Carswell purchased, okay, back in 2020. I want you guys to take a real good look at this. Hold on a sec. What? Okay, hold on. I see that you guys can't take a look at it. Give me a sec. Let me get you on the right page. All right, I want you guys to take a real close look at this document, okay? Now, this is a document. This is a home that was purchased by Pastor Rufus Carswell back in 2020, okay? And my thing is this. I want you guys to take a close look at the timestamps. I want you to take a close look at this. This is the property here, okay? This is it. Let me know if we're on the right track, Pastor. If I'm on the right track, let me know. If you're familiar with this home, right? It was placed in your name. Let me know, okay? Let me know. I want to be sure that I'm not bearing false witness here, okay? My thing is this, right? This is back in 2020, okay, y'all? The property was valued to be what? How much? How much was the property value back in 2020, y'all? Hold on, let me back it up just a touch, okay? Let me back it up. Previous, okay? The previous value, right? Previous value. Look at that. Now look at 2020, okay? $27,493. That's where they purchased it at. That was the purchasing price. That was at market value. This is what they would have gotten for that property during that time, during 2020. If they wishes to resell, if they wish to do anything, $27,000 what it was appraised for. In 2021, it went down. It went down a couple $1,000s in 2021. I'm pretty sure they were doing construction. Now, over in 2022, okay, it shot up to $42,975. Okay, the property value shot up. Wow, they must have been doing quite a bit of work in 2021. They came by and said, man, this is trash, $2,000 less. Then they came back the following year in 2022. Wow, me personally, look, I went into construction. I've ran construction sites. I understand exactly how this works, right? With appraisals and all that stuff. Look, $42,975. They seen the value. The property value has shot up. Okay, it's nearly doubled the amount the following year. All right. The following year, they come back out, reappraise the home, $59,000, $59,086. It shot up even more, y'all. It went to over doubling the value what it was in the first year they bought it. Now you got to understand how amazing this is. You understand what I'm saying? It went from $59,000 now to $100,000. You got to understand. You got to be putting in quite a bit of work. You got to be investing quite a bit of cash into a property, right? Or you got to be investing into it, period, in order for it to come from $27,000 all the way to $102,000 in the course of 3 years. I'm going to give it 3 years. The fourth year, I'm not going to even count because of the simple fact that it probably shot up even more. And we're not getting the authentic numbers from 2024. We're probably just getting 2023's numbers. Okay. In 3 years, this property came from $27,000 to $102,000, $102,900. So you tell me why a man who's brought nothing but value has been treated in such despicable way, right? Why has he been treated so poorly, so badly? Why has he been shat on when a man has brought this much value into a property, into real property? You understand what I'm saying? Why is he being treated the way he's being treated when he's brought nothing but value? You can see it right here in black and white. Oh, Pastor Rufus don't do nothing. Just sit on this do nothing. He just sit on this do nothing. He do nothing. I'm seeing property value skyrocketing. under the leadership and guidance of Pastor Rufus. Under the leadership and guidance of Pastor Rufus. I'm seeing this skyrocket. I'm seeing it going up. That same house Dowell has listed for sale right now for $179,000. The property value has skyrocketed. And the only reason why it's done so is because the leadership of Pastor Rufus. Pastor Rufus, under his guidance, under his leadership, you think that anything would have been purchased, anything would have been bought, anything would have been laid, any project would have been executed if it wasn't for the orders coming from Pastor Rufus, right? Regardless on who truly was there to execute that, right? And we know that for sure he shows up on work sites and work properties and he actually gets his hands dirty. But I'm gonna tell you this much, as somebody who understands how to be a foreman, okay, it is huge when you're on a project. You know how much time do you save when you are able to get somebody else to go get resources for you, and you don't have to take 2-3 hours out of your day, sometimes 6 hours out of your day, picking up tools, picking up material. That right there is work all on its own. You got to call Home Depot. You got to organize this thing, set it up. If something's not right, you got to go fix it. You got to load that shit up. You got to drop it off. What else you need? Go back to Home Depot, pick up the caulk, whatever they need, the nail guns, all this other stuff. Well, we need more of this stuff. Go buy that, bring it back, drop that off. There's a lot of work that goes into driving back and forth, right, for hours. You understand what I'm saying? And if you can effectively keep somebody who's a foreman on site, getting the job done while the supervisor is able to do the store runs, able to go and get the material, then that right there is a huge, huge benefit to the project. It's a huge contribution, honestly. Because me personally, I've done it to where I'm alone on job sites, on work sites, and I had to go run all the way to a hardware store, run all the way back. I already done wasted an hour and a half. I got to go back because I forgot something. Go back and get that, come back. I've already wasted almost 5 hours on this job site. You understand what I'm saying? Based on me just doing store runs. Now I'm working until 1 o'clock at night rather than wrapping it up sooner. You understand what I'm saying? Productivity is effective when you have somebody doing these store runs for you. Because when I got my crew of guys and I was doing the store runs, right, and they were working, I was getting the store runs done. Okay. I was running and I was doing it all day long. It wasn't like a thing where I had an opportunity, even for one job site that I had, even for one of them, I was doing it all day long for one. They'll run out of something. I got to go get it. Oh, they forgot something. I got to go back. Oh, we got to go order this. Oh, we got cabinets in. Oh, we got this in. Oh, we got the refrigerator in. Oh, we got that in. Now I'm picking up and hauling all this stuff to the job site. You got to understand how much time this takes in order to pick up material. This is a job on its own. You got to understand that. And a lot of times you're loading this stuff by yourself sometimes, and you got to grab somebody, an employee, to help you load it in, but you're loading it up. So the idea of, oh, he just comes and drop a few things off here and there, that's all. No, that on its own, it honestly is just, you can't listen. You can't replace that. You can't replace it. You know how much productivity would be lost if the foreman has to get off the job and do store runs, and the rest of the people who don't know what the hell they doing really, they can't do anything further because the foreman's gone. They don't know the schematics. They don't understand how to read the schematics yet. They ain't been taught. They don't know how to read the blueprint. The foreman's gone. How they gonna do it? You understand what I'm saying? So I want to make that very clear. But the property value has increased from $27,000 to now what has been stated as $179,000 for a man who does nothing, sits on his do nothing. I believe that was pretty effective. Would you agree? I think that you would agree. Can we drop some RAM for my righteous alpha men, for all my brothers out there? Can we drop some RAM in the chat if you agree? And also for my elegant women who are out there, I ain't forgot about my sisters. Drop a sheep in the chat if you agree. There's no way that this is a man sitting on this do nothing, and we got from 27,000 to now sitting at $179,000 of profit, of value, tangible asset right now on the books that can be sold. You understand what I'm saying? For profit, for gain, for monetary gain. This ain't no fake I brought you like the one guy I brought you a pre-approval for $300,000 or $3 million, a pre-approval. This ain't no pre-approval, right? This is legit equity within a home, right? This is legitimate equity. Okay, so we're gonna put that notion to bed that we got Pastor Rufus sitting on this do nothing and shit just not getting done, right? We're gonna put that to bed because they try to deceive a lot of you who don't understand construction, who don't understand job sites, who don't understand how much work it takes to go back and forth from Home Depot to drop off loads. They want to deceive you and get you to believe that, oh, that ain't nothing. He just running to the store doing store runs. No, that is all on its own a lot of work. Okay, and a lot of times you're not done with that all day long. You'll be there by 10 p.m. at night, tired. You understand what I'm saying? I promise you that's how much work goes into dropping off store loads, grabbing material, picking up cabinets. I'm trying to tell you, flooring, vinyl, wood floors, all this other stuff, picking up all the flooring. Oh, we just got the shipment of flooring in. Okay, I'm on my way right now. In order for this to be taking place, right? All of this in the course of three years, you got to have somebody who's picking up this material, who's on time every time, right? Who's getting the orders correct. You understand what I'm saying? Because if the order is incorrect and it's been shipped somewhere else, then that's a whole problem on its own. Okay, it's a whole problem on its own that you got to fix. If the equipment has been shipped somewhere else, or it didn't come in properly, or came in damaged, that's a whole problem on its own. All this stuff, a lot of you got to load it on a trailer and haul that joint to the job site. You understand what I'm saying? This is what you'd have to do. Let's not say that you're working with when you're doing foundation work and you're buying the rebar and you're buying the everything to set and lay the foundation. You understand what I'm saying? Those things, you got to have shipments of that coming in. You got to get the trucks on time, make sure everything's coordinated properly. Listen, that ain't nothing to sneeze at. And for it to be done in the course of 3 years means that everything was done appropriately on time and everything was marked, dated, and it was very meticulous in the way that it was done. I believe that he had a whole team behind him, honestly, tell you the truth, to get this done meticulously like he has. It's 3 years. You understand what I'm saying? And increasing the property value and what it was. And by the fourth year, $179,000 is extremely impressive. Man, y'all better stop playing with people. Y'all better stop playing with people, man. Come on now. Effectively out here cooking they ass. You understand what I'm saying?
Let him cook. Let him cook now. Let him cook. I said let him cook.
Let's go. So I really wanted to show that Exhibit A, the property value skyrocketing. If it's somebody sitting on their do nothing, we might have $59,000, right? By year 2024 marked. You understand what I'm saying? Meaning it was something getting done, but not really. If it was do nothing at all, we have $25,000, right? $42,000 when we're sitting on that by 2024. This is somebody who has not done shit, has not done anything. In fact, the project has been dead. Either they're lacking resources, money, or whatever it may be, or they just kind of lazy and they don't really want to go pick up the material, don't want to get things done. Oh, we'll get to that later. You understand what I'm saying? You won't see the amount of growth within 3 years, right? And all the way into 2024, all the way up to $179,000. You won't see that growth in that short amount of time. I promise you, you won't. You won't see that level of growth in a steady increase. Okay. Let's go ahead and go to the next one, y'all. Let's go to the next one. My thing is this. Like I said, it's amazing when people try to sell you wolf tickets, and he tried to act like he ain't know. I ain't even know what that was. My Shia said wolf tickets. I just learned that, bro. You've been here for how many years? Come on, man. Everybody know what a wolf ticket is, man. You don't gotta be a part of the black community to know what a wolf ticket is, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. I know that you think we boo-boo the fool, but like, come on. We know that you know. We know that you know. We know that you know. All right. And so let's go ahead. We're going to get into this thing real quick. I want to show you guys the different property levels. Okay. Now, this is what's really amazing here. Let me go ahead and get out of here. Not only did this home, increasing its property value so rapidly, okay, and over the course of 3 years, right? Not only did it do so, but also we can take a look, right? And we can see the land. Now, this is where my case is going to come in, okay? Me personally, I'm going to give you guys an understanding as to why Dowell truly did what he did and the reason why. Okay, I'm going to give you the understanding here real quick. Shout out to my brother Charlie, man. Honestly, he said some things that was very, very profound when he was presenting this information. Listen, it's absolutely amazing how you know how obvious this is after you look at it. Okay, now I want to be sure that I'm going in the right steps here. So I'm pretty sure my brother Charlie's in the chat. He can be able to explain this as well while he's in the chat. But I'm going to take a look at this. This is a full file. Okay, we've pulled the full background. There is nothing criminal on the background. Let's make that very clear. Okay, I'm going to say it one more time. There is nothing criminal on the background. Okay, all we found on the background is property. Okay, there's no liens against the property when it comes to certain things. Okay, there's no physical attachment on the liens. Okay, there is one lien with Dowell. Dowell has one lien on one of the properties. Okay, but as far as liens and judgments against properties or against Pastor Rufus, there are none. Okay. And that's what I mean by the liens, right? Judgments on the lien. Okay. There are none. There's no judgments on liens. There's no judgments on criminal cases. There's no nothing. It's squeaky clean. We don't even have a parking ticket. Okay. And Dowell went on record and said he has a parking ticket on record. Well, listen, I think Pastor Rufus just one up you. He don't even got that. Okay. He don't even got that on his record. And the way things are looking for you, Dowell, I believe that you spoke too soon. You understand what I'm saying? And you're going to be facing criminal litigations very soon. You know what I mean? Now, we're going to go ahead and take a look at this, right? We're going to take a look at a lot of the property here, and you can see that it's been marked. The property right there, it says what? Carswell Rufus. This is the property that he purchased and put in his name. Okay, y'all? That's the property that he purchased and he put in his name. I can't zoom in on. Oh, I can. Okay, there you go. You can see that better, right? Property that he purchased, put in his name. That's it. That's the lot. I believe this is where it started, okay? I believe this is where it started. All right. And we're going to see the increase. We're going to see the increase over the years, right? And including upgrading this home, this ranch style home, upgrading it from $27,000 property value. That is market value all the way to $179,000. Where's the credit? Where's the honor? Where's the credit where credit is due? You can now effectively sell that land for quadruple times what it's worth based on the hard work that was put in. Okay, that's a start. All right, that's more. Now they purchased another lot. Okay, adjacent to it, there's another lot that's been purchased adjacent to it. Look, we publicly undressing Pastor Rufus, man. I'm having a good time with this one. Yeah, I'm gonna need butt naked, Pastor Rufus. We won't have to undress you publicly, bro. No homo. All right, no diddy. All right, no diddy. But yeah, listen. We got to get this thing. We got to strip this thing bare. We got to see exactly what's going on. So now we're running through the whole history here. All right. Across the street. Okay. Across the street. Boom. Across the street. Yes. Right adjacent to it. You can see that is the property that was purchased right there. Right. There we go. That's 0.36 acres right there that was purchased. Okay. All right. So we got the property adjacent to it now. All right. So now we went forward and we purchased another lot, right? Is this another lot? I believe this is another lot that was purchased right next to it, right behind it. Okay. A couple doors down, or just a door down, right? A door down. Okay. Across the street was purchased in 2013. Across the street was purchased in 2013, y'all. I quitclaimed a deed and then filed my exposure under Chapter 7. Okay, 130 grand buy. Woo, yeah. Chapter 7, that's bankruptcy. Yeah, quitclaimed it, and so that he was in, yeah. So you're in that court. You were in bankruptcy court. Yeah, absolutely. 375 cemetery, yeah, is where it started. That's in Charles' name. Okay, that's in Charles' name. All right, so these are lots that's in Pastor Rufus's name right now. Okay, y'all. These three that were purchased is in his name. And okay, so this is not where it started, but the one where we come across where it's in Dowell's name, that's where it started. Okay. Let me look at this document as well. Take a look here real quick. Okay, Cemetery Road lot property. So these are a list of different properties as well. 2023 to 2024. Property value. This property value, the upkeep, whatever it may be, that property also increased from 2020. It increased from being worth $1,000 to now being worth $4,000 in 2024. Now I'm assuming that this is a small lot, right? And then that this lot doesn't have any real assets on it. It's just land. It's empty, right? So okay, it's empty. And that's the reason why. But the upkeep, right? The mowing of the lawn, the being sure that it's well kept, okay? That right there will increase the value of it. For somebody who's not doing anything, he seemed to understand how to delegate responsibilities, okay? So delegation must be a strength for Pastor Rufus, okay? And I think that is a strength for any leader, right? You should understand how to delegate authority, delegate responsibilities. That's something you should understand. All right, so we got a small lot increasing its own property value. I'm only seeing value from this man. That's all I'm seeing is value, something of value, something that has increased over time. I'm not seeing anything that has remained the same, right? Now, of course, we see here, right? We see from 2020 to 2022, this right here, it has probably been not really been worked on for about, I'd say, a few years here, right? It hasn't been worked on for a few years. But when it came to 2023, right, that's when the work started. So it took 2 years to go ahead and start working on some property here. Or maybe it took a couple years to get them out there to reappraise the lot of land, okay, to get them out there to reappraise it. Sometimes you've already been working on it, but the reappraisal, you haven't really had it yet until a few years later, right? Sometimes they got to come back out here and reappraise it, right? And that means you're probably getting ready for sale. So we can't really gauge it on work. But we know for sure when they came out in 2023, they said what a couple, it dropped. Maybe they were working on some things. And then in 2024, it went all the way up to 4,000. So they effectively took care of business. 2024, it shot up there, right? Shout out to Blue Collar Scholar, man. Appreciate your donation, my brother. Thank you so much for your love. I appreciate you. Bless you. Well, thank you. This is a third of an acre. We added 375 miles that we started with. Okay, absolutely. Hallelujah. Absolutely. I can see that. I can definitely see that as the case. Like it just makes sense. It makes sense. And even with this small lot of land, like me personally, I wouldn't be necessarily concerned about it right away because of the simple fact that we got it. We just need to now see what we're going to do with it, build on it, whatever it may be, use it for crops, whatever it may be. We need to do that, right? And sometimes, of course, if you got other projects, you might be doing those other projects, building on your personal land, okay? And you're working on that. You're working on those projects, and then you get around to this small lot of land, okay? You take care of it, and you get that property value up, and which here in 2024 it has went up, okay? So we want to pay attention to the value that's being added, okay? We want to pay attention to you. That's all I'm seeing is value. All I'm seeing is value right now. Value of adjacent lots going up a lot, right? Affects these little lots. Absolutely. So the moment that he's taking care of all these lots of land, okay, and the property value is increasing, which this one was purchased. Okay, this must have been where it started. Okay, that must have Cemetery Road. Okay, this one's in Dowell's name. So effectively, we have 3 lots of land that is in Pastor Rufus's name, and then we have this one so far. Y'all stay with me, all right? So far, we have 1 lot in Dowell's name, okay? Now we have 1 lot, okay? Now we have 1 lot in Dowell's name. Y'all stay with me here, All right, so we got 1 lot in Dowell's name. We got 3 in Pastor's name. All 3 of those lots of land has increased in property value since he's been in charge of them, right? And so now we're going to go and keep going. What do we got next? Now we got a second lot, right? This one's a bit larger in Dowell's name. Now this is his second lot to Pastor Rufus's 3. So it's 3-2 right now. Okay. Pastor Rufus has 3, and Charles Dowell has 2. Okay. All right. So that's what we got. And this is this other lot of land. Okay. And this one's on 375 Cemetery. So is this where it started? Because the other ones on, well, they all on Cemetery, I'm assuming. So, but it's 3. You said 375. So this is the one. Okay. So this must be the one because you said 375. All right. Now we also have another lot. You see all these different lots here. I believe that these are all been purchased as well, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. I believe all of these have been purchased. I'm not color. Is it color coordinated in regards to yellow? I wish I had a chart here that'll tell me. Okay, maybe I do, y'all. Maybe I do. Hold up. Let me see this down here, the details. All right. I don't have a chart. I don't have a chart in regards to what yellow, purple, or blue is indicating. Okay. However, I believe that these are all lots that were purchased. You correct me if I'm wrong. Okay. Some bought by other people. There wasn't a key for it. Yeah. I wish they had a key. I mean, yeah, either way. So some of them were bought by other people, but some of these lands, of course, we have 3-2. Okay. Pastor Rufus has 3, and then Dowell has 2 lots. Okay. That he's in charge of. Send link. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I can do that. Let me do that real quick. Of course. All right. So we got 3-2 right now. And let's do it. Boom. So we got 3-2. Okay. And lots of land. But one thing that I want to point out here, this one was purchased in Straitway Servants. Okay. Servants of Yah. This is the foundation that Pastor Rufus is in charge of. Okay. So this lot right here that's in the purple, and I'm assuming now that makes more sense that the things that's in the purple maybe the servants of Yah's. There's no key, so we're gonna do the best we can with that part. Okay. Bless you, Pastor. Welcome on. Yes, sir. Yeah, I can't hear you. Are you unmuted?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, loud and clear. You good to go.
Right. Sorry about that.
Yes, sir.
I just want to come in so that you don't confuse the people, because it is a lot of lots that were purchased. Now, the original lot was the address of 375 Cemetery Road.
Okay.
That's the original lot, 375
right
Cemetery. No,
not that one.
That lot you got right there, that little one. We bought that a few years later and added it. If you notice, it butts right up next to 375. So it took 375 and made it 1/3 of an acre bigger. This lot right here you see on the screen is where we started. And believe it or not, you can see now, because this is a current picture where we got the greenhouses, you can see the rows for the garden, you can see the house, you can see everything we've added. Imagine that whole lot, that 1.5 acre lot, empty. When we got there, It was empty. There was nothing on it. It had actually been turned into a trash dump. The locals didn't want to, in the country, got to take your trash. They didn't want to travel and take it. This is an empty lot. So people just threw all their trash in there. So it took us weeks to bush hog this and clean up this lot. But it started with nothing. So you can see all the things that's added on here. It's multiple homes on this lot. There are multiple trailer structures, 3 trailer structures on this lot to live in. There's another like a shed you could kind of see it right there behind the house that we built that is livable. You can that building that looks in the back, that's actually the greenhouse, y'all. That's the new greenhouse had built out of block, and it was really nice. And then you can see the beds next to it. And then on the small lot you were showing, that little 1/3 of an acre lot that we added, that's where the green, our chicken coop and some other stuff sits on. But like Brother Charlie was, yes, that's the 1/3 that was added to make that whole thing 1.5 acres a lot. And what's on there is our chicken coop and some other stuff. But what, like Brother Charlie was saying, the value of these lands going up makes the smaller lands go up because they're connected to them. So when you
Right.
looked at 360 across the street, you can go across the street from there, right across. That's 360. That's a lot I bought. That's a lot
Okay.
that's in my name. If you go directly across the street from 375, that's a lot that I bought in my name.
360.
Yeah, right there. Then I bought the lot to the left of it, not the right, to the left. Yeah, the other left.
Okay.
The other, you going to the right. Your little mouse going to the right. Yeah,
Is
I
it
got
this
you.
one?
It's the one, the 358. No, that's down the street.
Down the street. Okay, we're gonna roll with this picture. And you're saying the left, right? Where the
Yeah, it's a little lot. It should be right
up?
there where a multi-purpose building city. Yeah, it should be in that area right there. Yep, that you're doing.
Okay.
That lot there is another one that you know, we actually bought it with the 360, but we divided it because now we have the multi-purpose building on one lot, 358. We had that house, 360 is a lot. And then there's a wooded lot right next to 358. We own that as well. So we got 3 individual lots right there. Those were all purchased by myself and the Saints of Georgia. Then you go down the street to that one you had, the little triangle lot. That's 271. You said down the other way down the street.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the one you showed first. Right. And that was actually one of the last ones we bought. One of the last ones we bought. Yeah, right there, the triangle one. That's where the new house was being built. You actually can see the new house right there. It was again pretty much an empty lot. It had an old what we call it, little house on the Perry house on it that we tore down and built this 4,400 square foot house that's on it now. Right. So and then there's some, you have to go back to the other side of Reynolds Street. It's kind of behind Cemetery, and that's where there's a few little like half-acre lots and stuff that we bought. It's pretty much anything that came available in that area we were buying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Scroll
and that's what some of those are the ones you're going to see that's listed in the name of the foundation, the Straitway Servants of Yah Foundation. There were 2 lots on that back there.
1 and 2 in Servants of Yah.
Mm-hmm. All of those was purchased with no money from Straitway, no materials being bought by Straitway, no work being done by Straitway.
Okay, I see.
Myself and the Georgia Saints purchased that land, or let me say it this way: the Southern Assembly. We got that land. That didn't have anything to do with Dowell, nothing to do with Straitway, and that's just what it is. I wanted to clear it up because you were getting a little confused when you were going between them, and I wanted people to know.
Yeah, because you know, Pastor. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You were there.
Yeah, you hadn't been there, so I wanted them to see what we started with and what we advanced to. So to sit here and say that we take an acre, and then when you add all these up, this is what, close to 8 acres. To say that we didn't do anything and I didn't do nothing and I sat on my do nothing, it's just a bold-faced lie. And you can see when you click on all these and you pull up that value, how all these values went up every single year. And then especially the ones we bought low for not much and then added homes to it or put a building on it, they value skyrocketed. Like if you pull up 358 Cemetery and do the same thing you did, let's see what it says value-wise on that. 358, because that's what a multi-purpose building is.
358 Cemetery.
Yeah, is it there? Do you have that one?
I do have 358.
I thought I saw you pull it up earlier. That's 271.
Okay.
It's right next to 360. 360. 360 has a house. It may be on the same one.
Okay.
There it is, right there. There it is, right there, right there. So like
63,000.
Can you pull up the full thing like you did? Because that was just an empty lot. And we put that building on there. So of course, if you got an empty lot, then you build a nice 2,400 square foot building. How much value have you added to that? So to just sit here and try to present to the people that I was sitting around for years, I just didn't do anything, and it's just it's asinine. It's just crazy.
Yeah,
but hopefully that brings clarity. Hopefully people can get an understanding of how this went down in Georgia. We started with 375, and it was a vacant lot. There was nothing on that lot but trash.
Right.
And we had to clean off of there, broken sidewalks, all this crazy stuff. Then we added multiple. There's at least 2 homes on that lot. There's a 16 by 10 structure we turned into livable space. There's 3 trailers, like travel trailers that we've turned into livable space. There's a block built greenhouse. There's a huge chicken coop. You know, there's all kind of stuff on that land now. So to say that we didn't add no value, well, we're going to find out what the courts think about that.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. All right. So I know with Zillow, we can be able to look up that property, but I got the property that's over at 78. 78.
Yeah, that's the one we got and moved Mama Jaja in.
Okay. Yes, sir. Okay. I see. All right. And so since that's the case, this property here, right? What was the address? 358. And that's 358 Cemetery.
No, that would be for the one around the corner.
Right, for 358, you said.
Oh, that was the one the multi-purpose building's on. 358 is where the multi-purpose building is at. For Jaja, that's 78 Williams. That's the first one you showed, the little brick house. That's the first one.
Okay, yeah, I can pull that one up. Yeah, I can pull that one up.
That's the first one you were showing the value. Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Let me pull that back up real quick. And hold on a sec. Oops. Okay. All right, let me pull that one back up real quick and run through it. Yeah. Bear with me.
And I'll give y'all the lowdown on how all that went down with 78 William Street.
Report. Boom. Is that it? That's it. All right, cool. We got it.
That's
all right. So here we are.
Yeah. What happened was I saw that house around the corner and a man had bought it to flip it, but he ended up getting sick. And I saw it and I told Dowell, I think this would be a good investment. So we went and the ministry purchased that house. The ministry called Straitway. It purchased that house. It bought the materials, right? But all the Georgia brethren did all the work. We did all the work. Now, Elder Becker, he came down and helped me do electrical, right? Me and him did the electrical because everything in that house was brand new. That's why the value shot up. Everything in it, the shell is there, but everything on the inside, new roof, new walls, new electrical, new plumbing, new flooring, new joists, new everything. So Elder Becker came down and helped me with the electrical, right? He helped me. He came again and helped me and Elder Brent do the plumbing, right?
Yes, sir.
But after that, the rest of the house, the joists, the flooring, subs, all that stuff, rooms, everything else, walls, everything else was done by us saints down there in Georgia or the Southern Assembly. So that's not a project where Straitway came and did. We did that. And then the ministry decided to move Jaja in that house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And now the ministry has that house for sale. That house is in the name of Charles Dowell. You can see it right there. Now he has that house for sale for $179,000, unless they change the price on it. Last I looked a couple of days ago, it was $179,000.
Almost $200,000.
The labor that myself and the Georgia brothers did, he's about to benefit from.
He's about to benefit off the back of y'all, off y'all back, off the sweat off y'all back. He about to benefit nearly $200,000 on this property that's up for sale right now. That you increased it. It was under your headship. You gave the orders to increase.
I remember my brother. I remember what we paid. I was there to do the deal when we bought the house. Me, Dowell,
and not only that, with your wisdom is saying, "Hey, this right here, that's a great investment."
Absolutely.
And then look at the brother. Look at the brother looking out for the brother. Listen, now this is a great investment, and it's going in your name. It's going in your name.
Oh yeah, I was the one that was there when it came to getting all the materials shipped there, all that good stuff, brought in all that, and I was the one that supervised, orchestrated, and did. Because if you don't think I did, you can go back to my videos and see. There's a ton of videos on my page during this time where myself and the brothers are in that house working, and we did all of the work. And then as a special gift to Mother Jaja, we paid for her. If you go and pull up the real estate ad for it, you can look at the inside. You can see she's got an extremely nice bathroom in her master bathroom. That was our gift to her as the brothers, our specific gift. to her that we paid.
Where's the ad?
That you'd have to go to just like real estate in Lyerly and pull it up.
Can I do it on Zillow?
It's on Zillow. Yeah, it's on Zillow. If you put that address in there on Zillow, it'll come up. And if you start looking at the pictures, you'll see this elaborate bathroom that we put together for her. And that was our personal gift to her that we paid for. We didn't get money.
But you lazy, Pastor.
I know we are. I know I am, brother. I don't. So,
You're sitting on your do nothing. What's going on, man?
So because all of this, I didn't really want to come on because all of this is legal now. All of this is in the courts. I don't want to. Yes, but again, it could be in discovery, but truth is just truth. You know what I mean? And when the records show it, the videos show it, the financial evidence shows when you pay it, it ain't nothing you can do about that. So all of this will show that. And I know exactly how much the ministry paid for the house and for the materials. And it's a major come up because they didn't do any of the work. They didn't do any. Right. Dowell didn't do nothing to that house. Not one thing. He did. So nothing.
So it was in his name. You guys did all the work. Hold on. Let me give a shout out to Blue Collar Scholar. It is a Schedule D. That is a capital loss form. Bless that brother. He back there. He behind right now. So bless him. Once he catch up, bless you. Yes, it's a Schedule D, Schedule 1. Absolutely. All right. So now we're gonna pull up the house itself. Okay. Let's take a look at this thing. Okay. Let's take a look at this thing. Oh, come on now.
This a group of brothers that he said don't know how to build. You see it listed there.
$1,000.
$179,000. Start going through the pictures on the side.
They cut the price $10.9K. Right?
Yeah, it was at 89.9 or 189.9, I believe it started there. And they cut it down
so they valued it up. So the appraisal was around there when they were appraised.
I don't know what the appraisal was. I wasn't there for that. I know he listed it. His list price started at 189.9 and he's cut it pretty much $11,000 almost to 179.
Okay.
But show them the pictures.
Yes, sir. Let's take a look at this house. All right. So now this right here, you guys upgraded this thing to looking like a modern style home here. This right here, this is a Mr. Cool. That's a Mr. Cool. That that joint is not cheap.
That's what's the tabernacle. Yeah. They got a bunch of 6 of those in the tabernacle. That's what we got that idea.
You know who that came from, right?
I don't.
I personally reached out to Pastor Dowell and I told him, hey, how would you like one of these in your new tabernacle? And so them things started to pop up.
Yeah. So we took that and put one in her home because it's only like a little over 1,000 square feet. So we knew that would be enough to take care of her home. That we made it an open style. Yeah. It was the old thing was 3 bedrooms, 1. We turned it into 2 bedroom, 2 bath is what we did to accommodate her.
2 bedroom and 2 bath.
2 baths, yeah. So skip through some of those pictures so you can see all that. Everything you're looking at in there, the Georgia brothers did. Everything.
This is nice. You got a couple ceiling fans up there. Them
everything
joints right
you
there.
Looking at. Everything you looking at, yeah.
Fans. Them ain't no cheap little fans right there, Pastor. Them ain't no cheap little fans. That unit, that's gonna cool the whole house, no problem. You understand what I mean?
Never had a problem with that.
It comes with its own remote.
Yep.
You know, heats and cools the house.
Yep.
It does a great job.
Yep. Open concept, flow right into the kitchen.
Flowing right into the kitchen. Yep. It's nice. You know, stainless steel appliances.
Everything new. Everything you looking at is new.
All
the walls, the carpet, the flooring, everything.
So y'all had to pick up the cabinetry. You had to do the pick up the countertops.
Everything. The house, when we got Brother Barack, when we got the house, it was 100% gutted. It was just the brick outside frame, the joist, the electrical plumb, everything was gone. So we had to build it from the ground up. Yep.
Okay, I see. That makes a lot of sense. Yep. The backsplash, you got to be able to do all that, choosing it, picking it, ordering it. That all takes time, yo. That takes a lot of time.
Yeah. This is her bedroom. This is the master bedroom right here. right?
The master
And then that's
bedroom,
going to be
yeah.
your master bathroom over there. You're going to go to that soon and see. That's
Okay,
another
all right.
shot from the
Go in
bedroom.
there. Okay,
This is
now
that bathroom I was talking about.
this is
Wait till
nice.
y'all see
This
that.
is
Wait till
nice.
y'all see that wall-to-wall shower we got there for her.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Look at
oh.
That was
All right.
that was the
All
gift.
right. Boys
That was the gift.
is living lavish.
That was the gift to
Living
her right
lavish.
there.
Listen, this is a nice shower.
That's
Okay.
what the Georgia brothers wanted to bless her with as a gift, a personal gift to
Wow.
her.
And I've done tile work. That's some really good. You guys did this tile work.
Yeah, we did everything in there.
Really
Every
good.
single
This is
bit of it. Like
really
I
nice
said,
and tight.
Elder Becker came and helped me with the electrical. Me and him did the electrical.
Mhm.
Elder came back and helped myself and Elder Brent. Us three did all the plumbing.
Okay.
Then
Wow.
that was it. He's the only one from Straitway that ever came to help. After that, the rest of this you see in this house, so all the flooring, all the walls, all the ceilings, all the roofs, the Reubenites did the roof. They came and put the new shingles on the roof for us. So it's been all Southern Assembly brothers, all Georgia brothers that did this work.
Listen, this is a nice bathroom.
Yeah.
And that tile work is immaculate. That right there, that's professional work.
We
Top
wanted
tier
her.
work right here.
We wanted her. That was our blessing to her. We wanted her to have that.
That's top tier work. That's really good
Brother
work.
Robert installed. I forgot. Yep, Brother Robert installed that Mr. Cool unit for us. Remember, he's down there in the Georgia, but he installed that Mr. Cool unit.
He knows all about the Mr. Cools.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Absolute. Hallelujah. Yes, sir. This is nice. This is nice. This is really nice. Like, come on now. Like, but y'all don't know how to build. Y'all not putting in no work.
And we being sitting around being lazy. That's the spare room.
I don't do nothing. That's the spare
room.
The guest room.
That's the guest room that she's got for the guests.
Okay. Got the little kettlebells. All right. This is up for sale right now.
And that's the full bath, the other full bath.
And the flooring, you guys did the tile floors.
We did everything. Everything you see, we did. Everything. There's nothing you're looking at, we didn't do.
This is beautiful work.
There's nothing you're looking at, we didn't do. Besides, this brick, we didn't do it because it was there. The shell was there. We maintained this. Right. We maintained this property the whole time she was there too.
Them are the best homes though. On the outside, it looks like it ain't much, but when you step in that joint, you like 5-star hotel now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what we're currently looking at is like some really good work coming from somebody who claims that y'all do nothing. Y'all don't do good work or you don't do no work. This is all under your leadership, your headship. You giving the orders and this working out the way that it needs to work. Not only that, you got to think about this in the time span that you guys have to do this in. The property value increase, the way that it was done. Listen, all of that is a phenomenal job.
Yep.
It's a phenomenal job.
And now he desires a profit from it because he has it for sale for $180,000, $179,000.
That's quite greedy, huh?
It is what it is. I'm gonna let since he has done it, what he's done, I'm gonna allow since he's turned this over to the judicial system, I'm gonna let them decide. They can tell me.
Crazy. That right there, man. Now that is one thing, if I can say, right, is to show somebody this much love. Okay, I'm going to be honest, right? And I'm not just saying this to say it, but you don't find individuals like this often that will take property, okay, put it in your name, build that property up to the level that it's at, where you can put it on the market for 180,000, drop it to 179, right? And look to reap a profit, and it started out at $27,000. That's in your name. That is asset in your name. Like, you don't find that. People don't have the heart to do things like that these days. They're kind of looking for their own profit sometimes. And as you can see, Pastor Rufus, he was being a real brother. You understand what I'm saying? And putting this place in Dowell's name. Not only that, putting in the hard labor, the hard work, the sweat equity to build this thing up, for him to go back door and sell it for this amount of money. And then also, of course, he's not going to try to give him any of the proceeds for his hard labor, hard work, and what he had to do to get this thing done, right? And there's no real telling what the intentions are. But we know for sure the intentions is to slander, is to say that he's not somebody who's effective or he's been lazy all these years, all these other things. Listen, he effectively brought you profit. He effectively brought you literally value, right? Literal value, intangible assets, in land and property. Like this is not nothing to sneeze at. Okay, this is not nothing to sneeze at. What y'all looking at right now is nothing to sneeze at. And for a man to say things like this about another man who's done this for him, right? It's just honestly, it's unethical. It's extremely unethical, and I don't see how people can stomach it. Like, you sit there and look at this, the lies that come forth, and then also just indulge in it. Sit back and then ignore all of the lies that he's telling, and also not really trying to acknowledge that he's really doing it and betraying a friend who really truly had his back. Because ain't nobody doing this for people. Ain't nobody putting it in people's names, building it up, and then allowing them to have that reap that benefits of that profit from 27,000 all the way to 180,000, you know what I'm saying? It's I don't know. This is astonishing, man. I'm blown away by the level of dishonor that I'm seeing right now. And when brother Charlie brought this to my attention, and he got the work done, and he's like, look, this is what it is. It seems like this. It seems like, based on the amount of land that Pastor Rufus was acquiring, he had a few more lots of land than Dowell. And that set Dowell off in a way as to where it was about the money. It was about the money. Now it's like, well, why you got land in your name? Well, brother, look what you got in your name. You got a property that's valued at $170,000, $80,000 here, profiting, just pure profit, right? Came out 27,000. Look what you up. You up over $130,000 now. You know what I'm saying? Off an investment that your at the time, your brother, your friend, Pastor Rufus, advised you to make you and put it in your name. I'm just confused. I'm confused at this point.
To be technical, Dowell has 3 plots of land there in his name. 375, that small third of an acre next to it, and 78 Williams. Those 3 lots are in his name. I have 6 lots in my name. I have 360. I have 358. I have the lot next to 358, which is just a wooded lot. I have 271. That's all on cemetery. So that's 4. Right. Then I have 2 on Reynolds Street. I believe one is 84 Reynolds, and I forgot the other one because they're just empty lots. One of them, y'all can see videos. It was an empty lot. It was just open. That's where we had started to do the construction work ourselves. We did not have Straitway come in. We did it all by ourselves. We poured the footer. We did the first layer of block. We did all of that. That's where the brothers barracks was going to go. We was going to build a 2-story brothers barracks there to move 4 brothers onto the community. And there's a lot that was purchased by myself, and we were going to move in there. And then all this went down. So we had to sell it, part of the sale ended up getting sold.
Wow.
Yeah. Right. But I had 6 lots. I had 6 lots in my name, and Dowell had 3 lots in his name. Total, Dowell's was 2 acres total. Acre, he had 1.2, 0.3 that made it 1.5, and then Jaja's there was like almost a half. So he had like almost 2 acres in his name, and I want to say I had almost 5 in mine when you had it all together. But we started with that 375, that 1.22 acres, and there was nothing on it. When we moved there in 2013, all we had was, and here's the biggest thing that Dowell will never admit to, never.
Yes, sir.
The acreage at 375, you go back and look it up. It sold for $5,500. The Georgia Saints back in 2013 had exactly $5,500 in savings that Dowell was holding for us. So this is why I say to the people, did Dowell buy that land or did the Saints buy that land? If this land costs $5,500 and we have $5,500, the Saints actually bought the land. What the ministry purchased was the used trailer and the materials to rehab the used trailer. That's what they purchased in the beginning. And that all started on 1.22 acres of land. And it ended up being the 7 acres you see there and all those different plots. And part of what I had figured out and discovered was that through the foundation, and you can vouch for this, brother Barack, if I'm telling the truth or not, because these are individual plots of land, and I have some of them in the name of the foundation. If I registered the foundation and then quit claimed all of these individual lots to that foundation, I would have had to assign an executive director over that particular lot under the foundation. And guess what that would have done, y'all? That would have made whoever is the executive director, they would have been the controller and owner of that particular plot of land. And I figured that out, and I told the brethren, I'm going to be able to put land in y'all name now.
Right.
I'll be able.
Absolutely.
All we have to do is quit claim what's in his name and the things that were still in my name over to the foundation. As soon as I would quit claiming, somebody had to be an executor over that piece of land. And I would assign each brother a piece of land. And they would have had their own land. Honestly, like 375, that would have been assigned to a brother. 360 across the street, it would have been assigned to a brother. 271 down the street, it would have been assigned to me. Actually, I would have had that one. And then the brothers buried around the corner would have been assigned to the brother. So all the founding brothers, actually not, because the founding brothers were myself, Tim, and Mike. But even Vernon would have got a piece of land in his name that he could have controlled through the foundation. Now, if I'm off, brother, tell me that wouldn't have worked, or I'd have missed a step, or that's what I had figured out in my research, and that's the desire that I had. But this thing happened and it blew it all up. So that never took place. And the only reason those lands became for sale, he demanded it. I have the proof that he demanded that I sell all the lands, right, and split the profit. I told the brothers, I'm not doing nothing. I'm doing whatever you guys say do. Sat down with Tim, sat down with Mike. They both said, no, not Mike, Tim and Vernon. And they said, let's sell the land. And I said, fine, we'll split it. And the rest, I ain't going to keep going into detail. I ain't going to go into detail of the rest. Okay. But that's what we agreed to do, and that's what we were doing. And he didn't like it, so that's why he did what he did.
So the thing is this, right? Once you've done that, and I agree, once you've done that, effectively, you place these brothers over these particular lots, meaning they have duties now. They have to be sure that these lots are taken care of.
I was going to. What I was going to do is confirm my thoughts, my research at the upcoming Passover with, of course, Dowell and with Kabir, because they're the main ones on the foundation stuff. Never got to that point because remember, it all blew up before that, and I was removed. Yep, I was removed. Oh, I see the troll is back.
Yeah, he in there, man. He with the false documentation, bringing fraudulent docs out here. Now he out here running his mouth. Listen, my thing is this, okay, is that regardless, it's like a thing is to where there was forward motion. Things were getting done, right? And eventually it would have been, if it would reach this totality, I believe that you would have effectively had what you needed to have. Now he says and claims something about a cemetery. Since the cemetery is there, then they would never be able to cut off access to certain things. Well, you can also ask the city to build an alternative road, right? For them to have access to the cemetery so you can have privacy. Now you can request it. You can go to the board and ask them for it. It might be a bit of a process to actually get them to do it, but you might be able to get that done, right? So we can eliminate that as a problem or as a future problem, right? You would have been able to, you probably would have came across that and known, okay, I need to go to the board and the directors to get this approved so we can get an alternative road to the cemetery and we can be able to make this a private property now, right? And they'll be able to do it. They do it all the time. They do it all the time because things like this happen. People purchase and buy up massive amount of land, and now they have to redirect either certain roads or pipelines, whatever it may be. They got to redirect it to be able to accommodate the owners of that land. Sometimes it's just, I guess, doing a little bit more digging. I'm trying to hold on. What I'm gonna put you in timeout. Covet. My dog, listen, you're gonna have to go to timeout, bro, for now. You can come back whenever you will behave yourself.
That ain't gonna happen. He's another troll, another. Well, I can't call him a Dowell like that. He ain't down with Dowell like that. So I can't call him a Dowell like that. He's just a troll that is mad because his little community never got off the ground because he wanted to take advantage of people too. So
yes, sir. Yeah,
he'll be around too. Watch, you'll see. He'll be around too. He'll be around too. Yeah, he'll be around.
This, right? From the way it looked, like from the way it looked with your 6 lots, and then with Dowell having 3, and I believe that him seeing this, right? Because a lot of the rhetoric that he was saying during that time was he was really complaining about how you had lots of land in your name, and he couldn't seem to shake that, right? And which, look, you put a lot of land in his name, and you actually build up the value for that lot. You know, and there's no claims of that. There's nobody he's not coming out here and saying that. Yeah, Pastor Rufus, under his headship, under his leadership, not only did he get me to buy this property, but then he built it up to where the property value is where it's currently at right now. He's not speaking on that. But what he's really concerned about and what he's really talking about is the lots of land that was in your name. Me personally, I believe he wanted full control over those lots as well. And a lot of this has to do with money, has a lot to do with income. You understand what I'm saying? That's value. That is tangible assets right there. And he wanted to have full control over those assets. What do you think about that?
Well, no, it's accurate because when you go, and I know you'd have to go back and go down my post section in my channel. I actually posted I don't even know what to call it. Him and them other wicked pastors that came up with what they considered a punishment for me. Now, mind you, they never once had full agreement from elders that I had even committed a sin, let alone even needing to be punished. But they had came up with a punishment. What's his name? Corey Phillips and Mir and Dowell, right? The wicked ones. Right. And I put on there so everybody can see what they wanted. And one of the first things you'll see Dowell say is turn over all your lands to Straitway Truth Ministry. All the lands that was in my name or in the name of my foundation. He wanted me to turn all of them over to him.
We got him, Brother Charlie.
That was one of his punishments for me. For being his friend and telling him the truth. One of the punishments he wanted for me was to turn over. Anybody that wants to see it, you can go see it. Go to my channel. It used to be called Community, but now it's called Post. Go to the Post section. You're going to have to scroll down a little bit and you'll find it. And I just got the whole list of 11 disciplines and punishments they wanted for me. They literally wanted me to turn my lands over to them and then move me off of my lands and move me to Mir's land in Indiana so I can be a modern day Hebrew slave, y'all.
Yeah.
It's all about that. And guess what? We're going to find out because I know we got discovery and all that, and they can use this against me. Let's see if I'm saying something that can be used and construed against me. Because again, what I'm stating is 100% fact that I have proof for. I have proof of. I have proof of the email that was sent out to all of the leadership that said we want to consider these punishments for him, even though they had no sin or no nothing that I had committed.
So this was a land grab. This wasn't
for him. Part of it.
Yeah, for him, a land grab.
It was a land and a control grab is what it was. But that part I'm not going to go deep into. I'm not going to go deep into that because that's going to come out. But I have the actual proof, and it'll come out in court of what he tried to demand from me. Because essentially what you're asking is me turn over things that's in my control to your control because you control Straitway Truth Ministries. That was a punishment. Yeah. Think about it now. He didn't buy any of it. He didn't pay for any of it. But he wanted it. And anybody that wants to go read the current lawsuit, I advise you to go read it and tell me what he's asking for. I'll give you this hint. He's not asking for the land back, y'all. There's still land there. He ain't asking for the land. Go see what he's asking for in the lawsuit he filed under Straitway Truth Ministry. Something he controls. Remember, control everything, own nothing. We're going to see how that works in a court of law, though. We're going to see how that works in discovery. We're going to see. Since I'm so wicked and I've stolen all this, I wish y'all would have pulled up like my W-2s. See, that you ain't pulling up for Dowell because he ain't had a W-2 probably since in the 90s, probably. To say I never worked when I had two jobs almost all the way up until 2018. Somebody had to financially take care of this community and keep it afloat. All of this was done under me, and I think people now can kind of see why some say there's jealousy on his end towards me. Now it's starting to make sense why some would say, I believe this man is jealous of you, Pastor Rufus. Because you have a community that is growing leaps and bounds from 1 acre to almost 8 acres, multiple plots. You're building, remodeling homes and building new homes and building buildings and structures for the saints, right? You're doing all of this under your leadership. You got tons of brothers coming now with skills. That's one of the houses we bought and totally remodeled that whole house. Look at the value of that. Look at the value. Look where it was in 2020. Look where that one is when I sold it in 2024. Look at that. That's the first one we bought across the street. Now, what he would like to say is that I sat around and did nothing, and I took all the money from the saints, and the saints paid for that. Yeah, right. We have proof of how this was paid for. That's going to come out in discovery. And I promise you this, none of the money, not a dime, came from Straitway Truth Ministry. Not a dime.
Wow.
So we're going to see.
This is sad.
Yeah, we're going to see.
This is sad. So effectively, he opened up a whole nother can of worms, trying to put false accusations on you.
Yep. Now he'll get out here, and I guarantee he'll act like he's fighting for the brothers, and the brothers, and I'm trying to protect the brothers, and he's stealing land from this. What did the video say? Did not the video say the current lawsuit that he's in is dealing with the same thing? Something financial. Ain't that what he tried to present to y'all? Now, y'all never found nothing financial in my background, did y'all? Not criminal wise, did you?
No, nothing.
Because it don't exist. He's told people I have a rap sheet. When you say word rap sheet, that means someone is a criminal. They've been to prison. They have a number. They've been to jail. I've never been to either. So where's the rap sheet? He talked like what he wants to do is present to the people like I'm just this guy that goes around stealing monies from folk. He said embezzlement. I don't think he actually knows what embezzlement means. You did my background, Brother Charlie. You did it, brother. Y'all find anything remotely close to embezzlement?
No, sir. Nothing. There was nothing there. Squeaky clean.
Yeah.
And nothing. There was nothing.
I will say this. My father, who is from Georgia originally, who has passed away, the one that Pastor Dowell that I have on video, calling him a B. He called my dead mom and my dead father B's, right? I have that on video. He's from Georgia. I don't know what my dad got in his. Maybe they pulled his. I have no clue. But he's a senior, not a junior. And you told everybody to look up Rufus Carswell Jr. So I don't understand why all you brainwaves, Rollo, you got Brother Charlie, you had the sister on there last night that works for the Georgia courts. Waco and Brainwaves channel. She works for the court. She did an NCIC check on me last night. Nothing. So how are they finding that? But Dowell and his cronies, Ty said he saw it. Thank you, Ty. That means you're involved now. That means you're involved. Thank you. What's his name? Ellis the Hebrew. Thank you. That means you're involved. Because we have you on video as credible witnesses for the slander and the defamation of my character.
They can be held fully liable.
All because we're butthurt. And we need preparation H and a prayer cloth. It's sad, bro.
Now it was the covenant. It was the covenant here. It was in the chat. Randy, the skid mark. He was the one who found this information, is finding information on you, right? He's an idiot. What a moron. You know what I mean? Obviously got the wrong guy. Probably should have did his due diligence. Okay, this guy's a complete buffoon. It can't rub two sticks together, obviously, because he's coming up with some false accusations and got this whole ministry and they running around here gossiping and slandering, right? Putting themselves in compromising positions.
Brother Barack, guess why he don't care? Guess why he doesn't care?
Wow,
because
it was a setup.
It's Dowell on the hook. He's not on the hook for it. Now, he claims videos are coming. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to his channel and I'm going to see if he tries to put out videos of this slander, and I'm going to record them, and he's going to be involved anyway. So he'll be hearing from people soon. You see what I'm saying? He'll be getting information soon, but I'm going to go and see if he does it too. And it's going to come to him. It's going to come right back on him. I've never been to prison. I've never committed a crime that of finance or nothing like that, ever. I've never been, what do you say, fraud? I've never committed fraud. I never committed financial fraud, because that's what he said. All this is in the finance. Remember, Ty, it was a bunch of finance, What?
Yeah.
I stay in and out of the courts. Just a flat out lie. Just a flat out bona fide lie. I don't stay in and out of the courts. I don't. And I've never committed embezzlement, ever. And again, you're going to be called to the legal ones about this, because this is clear slander and defamation of my character. So we're going to see what they consider the damages to be. Let's get it. Let's go.
I'm just fishing through these documents. It's probably just re-downloaded. Can y'all see that?
Yeah.
Can y'all see me doing that? Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me get that out of the screen real quick.
And if anybody finds any lawsuit against me, it was originated and started by Charles Woodrow Dowell, because he is the representation of Straitway Truth Ministry. Like you said in the beginning of this all started when they placed that fraudulent felony lien on me. And it's felonious. Why? Because he crossed state lines to do it.
Right.
He had to come from Tennessee to Georgia to file a lien on my property. There was not an accurate lien. I don't owe Dowell $23.4 million. I don't owe him $23.4 million. I don't owe him anything. I never had a contract with him for 23.4. He's never done $23.4 million worth of work for me, ever.
No contracts, no verbal agreements. And even in Georgia, a verbal agreement can be contested.
Means nothing.
Yeah.
The worst thing he could have did was file that document that he filed in the Georgia courts. See, Tennessee, he couldn't have filed it, because they would have said, we need proof that this man owes you this. And they wouldn't have took it. And Bama, he would have needed to show proof. Right? And they wouldn't have took it. It had to be done in Georgia. See, Georgia is one of the few states that will allow you to put a lien on someone's property with no proof. Unfortunately for Dowell, he decided to do it. Even when I did, and see, I'm going to say this because it's public record. I got a video on it. I came out publicly in the beginning and told Dowell, I know I have a lawsuit against you for unjust enrichment, but I'm not going to pursue that. But because he took me to court, now he's forcing me to respond and make answers to his claims and to countersue. Since I'm being forced, that's what I'm going to do. And let's see where the truth lies. Let's see once all my requests for discovery come. What did he say? Shall we begin? He said that all the time, don't he?
Yeah.
Well, I guess the answer to that is yes. The answer to it is yes. The answer to it is yes.
Sad,
bro.
Oh my goodness, this is sad. This is very sad to even look at. Open up a whole nother can of worms. Listen, this is astonishing, Pastor. And I think that this right here, honestly, it kind of completely, it really drives the nail in the coffin when it comes to any of his claims that he's ever made over the past year, over a year, right? This has been a year and a half, almost 2 years now. He's still getting this BS rolling continuously, right? My thing is that this puts that all to bed. It puts it all of it to shame, because look, you got obvious profit here, obvious growth. This is obvious. This. There's no way you can get this without actually putting in some work.
Yep.
You got to put something in order to yield this increase. Yeah. So I think that this is all you got. This is all we got on your record. This is it. We got properties. We got you showing forth that you are valuable. You're an asset, that you've made yourself an asset. And this is this is the thanks you got for making yourself an asset to his ministry. And not only that, it's like they don't even appreciate that. So he talks about appreciation, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He'll present me as a one talent individual that actually hid my talent. Well, y'all are seeing actual proof today.
Yeah. The talent is there to make a decision on a $27,000 property in regards to an investment.
Let me speak real quick, Brother Barack, to the voice of reasoning. Put it up there so I can read it. Put his statement up there. He said she said, whoever it is, the only thing I can't get over is that Pastor Rufus wants his side understood, but went years with Pastor Dowell knowing the type of monster he was and didn't say anything and went along with it. There can be nothing further from the truth. Voice of reasoning. All of this came out when I went to him and told him the truth. Nobody knew he was this monster. Again, I lived in Georgia. I didn't hang out in Tennessee. But once somebody came up and told me what he was doing in Tennessee, that's when all this started. I had zero clue he was this type of monster. Zero clue. It was well over. It was 14 years to be exact. I didn't know Dowell was that evil. I didn't. All of this started coming out. Once that happened and he did what he did, so many people in the floodgates start coming out telling me all this stuff that never was told to me before. So you're wrong in your assumption. The voice of reason. He said, over a decade, Dowell is so evil. I just don't feel Pastor Rufus needs pity from anyone. He's grown and he knew all along what he was in and how. First off, I haven't asked anybody for pity. So you can keep your pity. I don't want your pity. I am a grown man and you see me standing like a grown man. And believe you me, I've had to deal with what I had to deal with for the ignorance of not knowing. But at the end of the day, your assumption is wrong. I didn't know. And here's the thing. Once it came to the play, that's when I spoke up for righteousness. And that's when it got exposed. So once it was there, I stood for righteousness. I didn't take his side. You ain't heard no stories out here about me hiding sin for Dowell or covering up anything for Dowell. He was definitely smart enough not to tell me because he knew I would have done something about it. Once this happened, everybody came out the woodworks telling me stuff. And that's fine. We deal with it. But your assumptions, they're wrong. You can live with them. I don't care. It really don't matter. It's just your opinion.
You mind if I add on to that real quick?
It really don't. It just don't matter. Again, your opinion is wrong, though. He said, but Brother Robert, on the other hand, I truly believe was a man seeking the Most High's face and get engraved and was sucked into something horrible by a terrible leader. Okay. And I agree with that, though. He was used. Robert was definitely used like the rest of us were. Elder Chris said, I didn't know that Dowell was so wicked either. Well, there's another elder that said it. Elder Chris was there with us. He said, I didn't know he was that wicked.
Well, let me add on to that real quick. And my thing is this, right? I don't think it's a defense of Pastor Rufus's position. I think it's an exposure of Pastor Dowell's position and the level of wickedness he's under, right? And a lot of people need to be woken up to this, right? Not only that, to clear Pastor Rufus' name. Same thing with Brother Robert. Brother Robert raised the property value of that property in Georgia when he was there. He added more onto it. He himself showed himself to be an asset there and raised the property value on that land. All I'm seeing is two brothers who are assets to that ministry, and that's about it. I'm seeing property values being increased. I'm seeing hard work being put in, and that's all I'm seeing. But I'm seeing lies coming from the mouth of Dowell. So that right there turns my attention to Dowell himself and the people who follow Dowell. And if I can be able to shake them awake, or anybody else, you got Rollo, you got Brainwaves, you got Pastor Rufus here, everybody else who are speaking out about it, who's looking to save a soul. This is about saving souls. This is not about, oh, Pastor Rufus, we need to pity him. No, I think Pastor Rufus is a big boy. He got his Huggies on. I think he can handle this. I think he's doing just fine. I think he's just fine alone. I think he can stand alone by himself if he needs to stand alone by himself. But I know for sure whatever efforts we're putting forth all together is to save souls, to save somebody from going through the same heartache and pain, obviously, that has been distributed and has been displayed, right? We just showed the value. And that's all I'm going to say about that. And, you know, we'll pack you up. We'll pack you up if you got anything else you need to say negative.
Well, get on. I respect what they said. They love and respect. They just think Dowell was arrogant, and that should have been a tip off for me, but it wasn't. A lot of us ignored the brassness of Dowell, and because in the beginning it was different. It was what we were presented and told was totally different. This is why, if you kind of look, you guys, and notice all the people that's been around for a long period of time, like 10 years, 12 years, 14, 15, they're all gone.
Right. Yes, sir.
Because they know what they were sold. They know the speech that was given to them. And now they can see clearly the hypocrisy in speech. I mean, you literally have a man or a woman, we don't know who it is, Big Screen B, shout out Big Screen B, that literally has done a whole channel just showing the hypocrisy.
Absolutely.
That's it. This person has never spoken. We don't know if it's a man, woman. We don't know. But all they do is show videos of the hypocrisy. I say this today and I say this tomorrow. I say this year and I say this another year.
Absolutely.
Where's the videos of me out there saying I'm a hypocrite? Where's those videos at? Where's those videos at out there that I'm robbing people with proof? See, they can say whatever they want to say.
Right.
Put the proof up here like we're doing and show where I have actually robbed and taken advantage of the people, where I sat around for 14 years. Now, mind you, they asked me, they begged me, they literally forced me to come off the job because I was the number one breadwinner in the community from 2011 to 2018. I was the one going to work, bringing in the money. They don't want to talk about that. So I guess from 2018 to 2024, I just sat down and I didn't do nothing. Well, that's amazing. Once I came off the job, look at all the building and all the stuff that started to happen. All the lands and property that got bought, everything.
In fact, I remember Dowell bragging about the Saints in Georgia getting you off the job.
I got that.
I remember
I got that video, and it's gonna come out in evidence. I got so much. I got every year the report from him of what I'm doing from 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. I got the reports of everything he said about what I was doing there. The only time I became this lazy slugger that ain't doing no work and I'm taking advantage of the people is when he got exposed for doing the same thing. Every single thing he's accusing me of is exactly what he's doing to the people. And I can't wait to get my opportunity to prove it to the people through the court system, because that's where he got us doing it. So when the evidence, the text messages, the voicemails, the videos, and most importantly, the testimony witnesses, the eyewitnesses, not people that heard from someone else, where it was directly said to them, when they come forward, then let's see what everybody's saying.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all gonna see that this is a man that has made it his personal mission to try and destroy me. And again, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. Never will. I will never be the things that Dowell desire for me. And because he has that wickedness and because of what the law says, because he's become a false witness, and it's been proven over and over again. Y'all go back and read what Deuteronomy says. Y'all go back and look and see what it says. It tells you flat out what he desired for his brother is what's going to happen to him. And y'all gonna get to watch it in real time. The book, we can be in the civil court system, right? Watch what the book does, though. Watch how y'all see the book is 100% true. Watch. Y'all, what I've been saying the whole time, stay tuned. And don't get me wrong, I know every single thing I'm saying on here tonight can be used against me in a court of law. I know it. And I have zero issue with it because I want them to pull this video up and say, prove everything you're saying. Thank you. No problem. Now what? Voice of reason, I appreciate you. I see what you're saying. Said now put that. Well, Pastor Rufus is nothing but the utmost respect. It's just anyone with common sense who hears Dowell talk one time could see the monster. I disagree with that portion of that statement because there's a lot of folk that's got common sense and they couldn't hear that. Yeah. I don't agree with that part of it. Pastor Rufus, you are much smarter than Dowell. And I agree with that part, though. I do agree with that. You were kicked out when he seen how much people gravitated towards you because how much the Most High hands on you. That's the truth. And we're going to get to prove that. We're going to actually get to prove that. We're going to get to prove it. And when you file slander and defamation of character, a lot of this, y'all, again, what you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You know how many videos I got downloaded, y'all? I can tell you well over 7,000. Well over. And all them patron videos will be as evidence as well. Oh, it's not going to be hard. Brother Barack, you know already. One document that you brought up, you didn't show it to the people, but the one document proves malicious intent. When you sue a man for $23.4 million,
right,
for property that's not yours, you didn't buy, you didn't invest in, you didn't give nothing to, but you have the audacity to cross state lines to do it, I don't think it's going to be hard to prove malicious intent by Dowell at all. It's going to be fairly easy. He's doing all the work for my team of attorneys. He's doing all the work for them. So I guess I should thank you, Dowell. I should thank you because you're making it extremely easy.
So did you want me to bring that out?
You can show them. You could have. Okay, you got it. You can show them. I don't have a problem. The thing is this. That's legal court stuff. They can pull that up themselves. But you can show them where it all started because you talked about it. You just didn't show it. You talked about it, but you didn't show it.
All right. So what I have currently is I have the response here. Okay. I have currently the response to the initial court filing. Now, when you sent the first documents, I remember that they were sent to me, but I don't have access to that anymore.
All right.
When I was reading it. So I don't know what happened to that thread, but for some reason it was gone. I remember it was sent through text. Okay. I might have it downloaded. Either way, but I do this one here.
This is literally just my, and I think you got it online or whatever, but this is just my response to the lawsuit they had against me. You can see clearly there, Straitway Ministry is the plaintiff, and myself and my foundation is the defendant. But on the counterclaims, I'm the plaintiff, and he's the defendant. The ministry plus Dowell.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Straitway Ministries.
Yeah, it's gonna. Well, they're not gonna see that. I think that's what you got to the other part that came out today. Yeah, that's the other part that links Dowell. But again, I'm not fooled by this. Okay. You know, how can an unincorporated foundation even sue?
Right.
See, that's what one of the things we were told.
violence.
One of the things we were told and
Right.
advised to get these unincorporated foundations by Dowell and what's his name, Kabir, was
Right.
that you would not be subject to the court system, that it will be private. That's why we were doing it that way. But we're going to find out if they told the truth or not. We're going to find out if Straitway Truth Ministry, which is on the books as being an unincorporated foundation, but it has a 501c3. So I want y'all to figure out what that means. That's already been proven by Brother Barak, that it's a 501c3.
Yes, it's going to be held to it in court.
Now,
If
Straitway, my foundation, Straitway Servants of Yah Foundation, it is still an unincorporated foundation because it is not a 501c3. It is not taking tax breaks. It hadn't taken one. So its status is intact. We're going to see how all this play out, y'all.
Right. With the moment you start the entity itself, the moment the entity starts to take benefits and privileges from the state is then a state entity, is a public entity, because you put yourself in the public. So if you remained in the private on a federal level, then of course it's going to remain private. You can't be seen. But the moment you start, I've seen it with my own EIN for my private trust. A lot of these officers, when they were trying to look up my trust, they would see it, but they would only see it in the public based on for credit purposes, because I would use the EIN to go and get business credit. And so they saw it in the database for the ABA lookup tool for the American Business Association or Banking Association. That lookup tool, they were able to see my EIN, and that's all they could see. They couldn't see nothing else. So whatever you put in the public, it is public at that point, and whatever remains private is private, and that's just kind of how it works.
And I've always kept this private because I have never borrowed money against it. I've never used any of the tax benefits for any reason. I have an EIN number because that comes with it. Never used it. Never once used it. So I've kept mine private. I've kept mine unincorporated. Yeah,
that's private. That's between you, the IRS, and the Department of Treasury. That's all. That's the only people that get to know about it. And as far as subpoena the evidence, to get them to do it, I'm not too sure on that. I don't know if they can actually do it.
They can't, but we're gonna show y'all. Since Dowell has made it his business to put my business, I can't even say mine because I don't know who business he was talking about. It wasn't mine, obviously, but to try and put my business out there in the YouTube. See, I thought he didn't care about public opinion. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
I thought he didn't care about that, but apparently he does, because he's trying to sway the public opinion and get them to think a certain way about me that's just not true. So, Hey, you can take this court document off. You got my address out there and everything, bro.
Oh, my bad. Okay, I got you. My apologies.
Not that I'm trying to hide from anybody, because I'm not. I'm definitely not. You can Google my address if you want it, but I ain't hiding from nobody. What they say today, I'm outside. I'm definitely outside. I'm outside. I ain't hiding from nobody.
It's been filed. And so if you do want to review it, this was honestly, it was a very powerful response to whatever he filed, right? Very powerful response. But it also told me, like, when I read this, it told me this is the reason why he got the jitters. This is the reason why he's doing the things and acting in prematurely, right? A lot of times if you're immature, you're going to do things out of sheer emotion, and you're going to just act. You're going to react, right? Because you're not too sure what else to do. When you're reading something like this in a response, the response that you gave him, when you're reading this, you already know that you are up shit's creek without a paddle, and you got to really rebut this, right? So this response, they got to rebut it. They have no other choice but to rebut it. I don't think that you gave them a deadline though, right? In order to rebut this counterclaim.
That went in today.
Okay. So the deadline to rebut the counterclaim, if they fail to do so, case closed. It's through.
That's always in Georgia, 30 days.
Yes,
And
sir.
then you can file for an extension, and that's typically 15 days. So you can get as much as 45 days to respond.
To respond 45 days. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that's the process for Georgia. So they're gonna have that available to them to be able to do a response to it. If they miss out on it, they can be able to get that 45 days by filing that extension. If they miss out on a proper response, then it's a wrap. It's through. Now, like for powerful documents like you got here, I've seen like attorneys just throw something in there, for a response.
Nah,
Like,
nah,
right. Like,
nah.
yeah.
My
Yeah. I've
team,
seen it.
my team of attorneys, no, they're not playing around. They're not
Right.
playing around. They're not playing around at all. And I got the utmost respect for them. They're some of the most respected attorneys in the South, not just Georgia. They're some of the most respected attorneys in the whole southern region of America. I'm not, hey, you got me here. You finna get my best, bro. And, I did not want this. I'm saying this for the record because it's already on the record. I told Dowell
Right.
I was going to follow the book, and I wasn't. I knew I had a lawsuit against him for wrongful eviction and for unjust enrichment. But I literally said on a video way back when we first started this, I'm not going to sue you. And I didn't. But he sued me. So now we're here. Yep, now we're here.
How deadlines by procedural rule.
Procedural rule. Yeah.
Hallelujah. Yeah,
Now we're
absolutely.
here. Now we're here.
Yep.
So let's do
Hallelujah.
it. Let's do it.
Mm.
And I still hurt for the saints. I see the pain from the division. I see the hurt from the confusion and chaos that's being caused because they can't get any closure. Saints like, I love this man. I love this man. What's going on? Why can't, if y'all love y'all, why can't you just sit down and work it out? That's what we tried to do. I tried to do it. It was never an effort on his side. And guess what? I know exactly what I'm saying, y'all. There was never an effort on his side. So I know with me saying that right now, I got to prove that. And I can. I can prove it through text messages. I can prove it through videos, and I can prove it through eyewitnesses. And this is going to be real sad when all this come out, y'all. Because a lot of y'all still hold this man in real high esteem. But his real true colors, his real true intent, it doesn't came out. It's just a matter of people going to believe it or not. And he's so concerned about me. He this number one concern should be the judgment of Yah. It should be the judgment of Yah that's coming down. It had nothing to do with me. Like I told all y'all in the beginning, this is going to be a complete repenting process through it all. And I think y'all have seen it's been through it. I've been doing that the whole time. And I ain't going to stop doing it. I'm going to be right before Yah. And I don't need the things of the world. I don't even care about the material stuff at all. My lifestyle has shown that. Don't mean nothing to me. My family know we go out there in that Nissan van. We be fine, won't we?
Yes.
We'll be fine. We ain't tripping. We got each other. We got Yah's number one thing. We be out there praising like a mug. We be out there praising like a mug, bro. We good.
Yo,
we good.
Hallelujah.
Trusting Yah for gas money, praising him all the way.
Mm-hmm.
So you can have the bigger elements of this world. You can have the 13,000 square foot mansions and the $35,000 Polaris is parked out front, overlooking the pond. You can have it. I don't need it. I don't deserve it. I don't even want it. That's the thing. Man, a wise, I was going to try to hold this, but I can't. A wise elder told me. A wise elder told me. Here it is. You have people that are claiming that thou deserves this lifestyle that for years we've told people to shun and come away from. You got people doing videos now, literally saying Dow deserves the mansions, Dowell deserves the lifted trucks. He deserves Cessna jets. He deserves to buy more. But haven't that same individual been telling us to turn from that lifestyle, sell everything that we have and give to the poor? But now we want to say this man deserves these things when he has taught people to turn away and shun this lifestyle. Wow. Y'all think about that. You literally got people out here making a fool of themselves, grown, old, gray-haired men making fools of themselves, saying this man deserves this type of lifestyle that he's been preaching for 30 years for everyone else to shun away from everyone else to turn away from. He's telling you to sell your house, sell your cars, sell your assets and turn them over to him. Turn them over to the poor. All the while he's got fools out here telling you he deserves this. Man, this strong delusion is real, bro. It is absolutely real. That's Georgia East right there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Value 33,000. And so, yeah, that's one thing with Brother Shannon is that, you know, I was treading pretty lightly on a lot of those things. I disagree with the message that he had to do. I agree with the way that he handled it and bringing the guy and Dow and all of them sitting down. That's, you know, listen, that's cool. But the way that what he was saying, how he was saying it, and I totally disagree with a lot of that. And it was like a thing is to where rebuking this elder, man, listen, I can't, like my hands tied on that. Brother.
I'm gonna say this about Brother Shannon. I would not be surprised to see a repenting video for what he said earlier. Because he gave himself an out. He said he thought that being upset about cars and houses and all that stuff was the frivolous stuff that should not cause you to leave a ministry. But he also said that if he found something of substance, that he'd consider it, right? If I found something of substance, I'll consider it. Well, I think he could be about to find his substance he's looking for. If he loves the Bible, See, some people will look and say slander, gossip, tale-bearing, false witnessing is nothing. But see, to me, you're breaking the commandments. False witness is actually, you're commanded in the 10 commandments not to do that. So you freely want to support someone that breaks the 10 commandments. No, that is of substance right there. That is of substance right there. So I believe Brother Shannon will make do someday soon. I don't know when. I believe the Most High will deal with his heart and he'll make another video repenting for that stuff. Now, will you find it? Hopefully, because Shannon's channel is small. And you know that's not something that Woodrow is going to put on his channel. There's a reason Woodrow reposted it here recently. I know the reason for that. I know the reason why he reposted it. But what I'm saying is my brother Shannon, he will get an opportunity to go before the people and apologize and repent for that. He will see the error of his ways. Because Dowell doesn't deserve that. None of us. How does he deserve that? And Yah himself, Jesus the Christ, Yeshua HaMashiach, when he walked on this earth, nobody fought to get him a mansion. The man didn't even have a pillow to lay his head on. But you saying this man deserves a 13,000 square foot mansion? He got a big family. His family ain't bigger than mine. His family ain't bigger than mine. And I don't even want a 13,000. See, one of the brothers misspoke in their video and said 1,300. That's a small home. It's 13,000 square feet. 13,000. 13,000. A mansion in any country you go in.
$2 million house. $2 million. Yeah.
So they say, hey, build it bigger. Guess what? Y'all go ahead and pay for it and do all the work because that's what's happening. Y'all are paying for it and y'all are doing all the work. Let's see what the courts call that, though. Let's see what the courts call that. Because, see, we're going to see who the defrauder is. We're going to see who the scammer is because that's what he was trying to do. is make you guys think that I'm a scammer, and it's been my lifestyle to go around scamming people financially. That's what he wanted y'all to believe. Nothing could be further from the truth. And again, just like Ellis, I'm just gonna call him Ellis today. I'm gonna give him a pass on the hippo today, but I'm gonna call him Ellis.
Yes,
you got 3 pointing back at you. Say that to Dowell, because he's pointing the finger at me. How many fingers are going back at him? And the fact of the matter is, y'all are actually seeing it. Am I building a mansion? Am I driving around in multiple $100,000 cars? Have I not had a job since 1998? But I'm the one defrauding the people. I'm the one scamming the saints. It's all to distract you and get you to look at something that's not there so you can ignore what's right before your face. Then you get to choose. Do you love Yah in truth? Or do you have honor and respecter of men? All of us will have to repent for that. All of us will. Making this man into something Yah never created him to be. Some folk feel like all the people of Straitway deserve what they get. That's fine. Just like the Most High said, you deserve what you get as well. But I'll say it, and I'm going to say it till I'm blue in the face. Vote with your feet on the side of righteousness. My beautiful daughter in the spirit, my beautiful daughter in the faith. Most High put in her heart to sing a song, singing to you saints, telling y'all to flee this sinking ship. Think about it. It's just, I won't say that word because YouTube flags that word, but it is not wise to be on the Titanic and decide to stay on it, knowing that it's sinking just because the band is still playing. Well, we got to be fine. The band's still playing. They still preaching. They still teaching. They still doing what they were doing. We good to stay here. All the while, you see it sinking. And Yah's warning you through his proverbs, through his songs, get the hell up out of there. If a leader is going to hearken to lies, all of you servants become wicked. And everything I've done has been done out of love. No spite, no jealousy, no envy. All because I love the body of Christ. And I want it to become tightly fit together. We're going to see. So he says all the time, shall we begin? The answer is yes. Yes, yes, yes. Since you pushed me here, I'm saying for the record, I never wanted to be here with him, y'all. None of this was of that importance to me. But because he was unsuccessful in defaming me and slandering my name, that's why it's keep going. And now that we're here on the legal side, too late to turn back now. Way too late to turn back now. You wanted it, you got it, sir. Now you get to see who your real true enemies are. Just like Isaiah 2 told you. Just like Isaiah chapter 2 told you. You get to see who your real enemies are. Hallelujah. Glory to the King. I didn't mean to take over, brother. I just wanted to help out because I know you were getting a little confused with all those plots of land the Most High blessed the saints with down
Hallelujah. There. Hallelujah. Listen, Pastor,
like,
whenever you come on.
I was like, no, let me help him out. Let me help him out. The context too, my brother. But I appreciate y'all, you, Brother Charlie, all the other saints, brother Brainwaves, brother Rollo, all y'all that, hey, guess what? That owe y'all money. I heard him say I'll give from $100 to $500 for y'all to pull the backgrounds. Y'all been doing it. I bet he ain't gonna pay you though. I bet he's not gonna pay none of y'all.
Listen,
Dowell, you do a video and you show your receipts that you got from Randy. Let's see. Put them up there. Let's see what
Yeah.
individual you talking about.
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
I ain't got no criminal record. You pushed me and you said rap sheet. Put the rap sheet out there, Dow. You got it. It's public stuff. You bought it. Put it out there then. You talking about it. Put it out there. Put it out there. And then you brought up about the current lawsuit he's in. Why you didn't tell the people it was you that got me in that current lawsuit? I'm in and out of courts. Show the people I'm in and out of courts. Didn't he say that? For financial reasons, I'm in and out of court. Show it. Show it, Dow. You have my permission. See, if he actually had it, he'd have been showed it. You know, Dow, he would have been showed it. I don't know who they got. I do know there are multiple Rufus Carswells out there. Believe it or not, y'all, I know that sounds unique. There are multiple Rufus Carswells out there. They didn't pull my credit report. They didn't pull my criminal history. They didn't pull that.
On YouTube too.
Who is?
Pastor Cars, Rufus Cars.
Oh, there's a Pastor Rufus Cars on YouTube? Okay. I didn't even know that. So there's others out there with my name, believe it or not. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
He said, y'all left Saul in place even after he fired him. Because there's a time and a season for everything.
There you go.
And you got to let the wheat grow with the tares till they come to full maturity. Just like you got to have these damnable heresies. I put it a little short out there. Y'all go read 1 Corinthians chapter 11, especially verse 19. Paul made it clear. These damnable heresies, all of them have to come so that those that have been approved can be manifested. You being manifested by this in righteousness. So you should be thanking the Father. You should be praising the Father and glorifying him that he saw fit to open your eyes and to open your ears and to get you out. You know how many people still stuck? Eyes wide. And I'm going to say this properly. Their eyes are wide shut.
Yes, sir.
They're wide shut. You need to be grateful that he pulled you out, that he opened your eyes and he opened your ears. You wives, and you got husbands that have stood and voted with their feet on the side of righteousness. You better praise y'all for that. You know how many daughters' eyes right now are begging the Father to open up their husbands' eyes, give their husbands courage to do what they know is right. Begging the Most High, take this fear away from my man. So you better be grateful. You better be thankful that Yah bless you with one of those that are approved of him. And it's being made manifest now. Glory to the King. All right, I ain't finna preach. I know it's Sabbath.
Hey,
I know it. You ready for it? He said, get it, man.
Hey, yes. Yeah. Listen, my house, your house. Mi casa es su casa, Pastor. Hey, treat this thing like it's you.
I just see, Brother Barak, I just see clearly the deception and the cloak of maliciousness and the evil that's trying to be pulled over the eyes of the saints. But it's just like the Messiah said, if it were possible, he said, if it were possible, the delusion was so strong that it would even get the very elect, but it's not possible. Just like he told Peter, I done prayed for you. So thank the Father that you're part of the very elect. Thank the Father that you're part of the approved. It's not possible for strong delusion to wrap you up and take you away. See, you got to have your mind made up that nothing's going to separate you from the love of Yah regardless. All of my family could have left me and said, you know what? You wrong, Pastor Rufus. You're wrong in this situation. Pastor Dowell is right. Guess what I would have done? Left them all at Straitway. And I'd have sent a monthly stipend to take care of them until the wives went out and got remarried or things of that magnitude. And I took care of my children. It would have been their choice. If they saw evil in me, you ain't required to go with me. I don't require undying love to me. I require you to love Yah and nothing else. Because I know this. If you can love Yah and forgive yourself, oh, you can love me. I know that. My wives will tell you. I told them all. If I'm the evil one in this, say it and you can stay. And I'll send a monthly stipend to take care of you.
Mm-hmm.
See, people think this is about me. It ain't never been about me. I'll never do a sermon about me. I know what y'all been having to be forced to listen to. Whole damn sermon about an individual, and the whole atmosphere changes.
Yeah.
This is about Yah and the love he has for his people. And because I know I've been sent as a gift to the body, I'm going to do what's required of me. I'm going to edify the body. I'm going to feed with knowledge and understanding. And I'm going to love unconditional. And I'm going to show brotherly love. Watch. I got people that are still 100% down with Dowell right now. They call them Dowellites. I still tend to. I still minister to. I still provide for. Why? They my brothers. They my sisters. Who am I to say, well, your eyes should be open right now? Y'all knows the perfect timing. What they'll never be able to accuse me of is, well, when this went down, you turn your back on me, Pastor Rufus. You a lie, and the truth ain't in it. You needed food. I gave you food. You needed finances. I gave you finances. You needed a vehicle. I gave you a vehicle. You needed a place to stay. I gave you a place to stay. But I did it in Jesus' name. I did it in the name of Jesus, not me. And guess what? You don't owe me nothing. You'll never get a call from me. Hey, I did this for you. Can you do this for me now? I'm not saying the call won't come to ever ask you to help out another saint. We should be paying it forward. But as for owing, which one of you out there can say right now, all I done that I've told you, you owe me? None of y'all. You owe me nothing. Fear Yah and keep his commandments. That's the whole duty of man, right? That's all you owe Yah. You don't owe it to me. He's the one worthy of that, not me. There's no greater love. And we out here trying to find it. We out here trying to create a greater love. And I'm telling you, that wise elder, he rocked me when he told me that. He said, they literally got this man out here saying that he deserves this lifestyle that he's been preaching for 30 years for everybody else to shun and turn away from.
Right.
But he deserves it. While he tells you to turn from it. It blows my mind how the hypocrisy is off the chain, how the delusion has your eyes glassed over with grease. You can't see nothing. You ever got hair grease in your eyes? Oh boy, that's the blindness of the blind right there.
Yeah.
Some of y'all don't know about no hair grease in the eye. Back in the day, you had a lot of hair. You don't even know about it. You ain't seeing nothing. You ain't seeing it's burning. You ain't seeing nothing. But the deception is so strong that the devil can use an agent masquerading, what the Bible say, like a sheep in a wolf in sheep's clothing, like an angel of light. He'll use that individual to tell you need to shun this lifestyle. All the while approve me to live this lifestyle. I deserve it. I mean, it sounds so. Just don't it make you just want to go repent, bro? Don't it make you just want to go crawl up under your bed, get in your closet, and fall out on your face?
I need to take a shower after that, bro.
Yeah. That's same individual that's told you for 30 years to come out of her, my people, to sell all. You ain't worthy to be my disciple unless you sell it all and give it to the poor. Ain't that what it includes? Robert, you came, you sold your house. You didn't give us nothing. You didn't give us nothing. You go be poor. But I need you to approve of me living high off of your earnings, your work, your talent, your skill. What is wrong with us? How is this blinding to us? And then grown, gray-haired men will literally get on live and do a video and say he deserves it. Well, guess what, sir? How about you go sell everything you got and give it to him? Because you have it. See, you can say it because you ain't done it. You ain't done it, sir. But for all those people that have labored there just as long as he has, why don't they deserve that lifestyle?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't those that we know the parable about the work day? Some started at the beginning of the day. Some started this hour of the day. He had to hire some the last hour of the day, right? The man is righteous. Why? Because he's doing what's necessary to get the job done. So all of us ain't going to come in and do the same amount of labor. Just because you started at 6 o'clock in the morning and you walked through the heat of the day, and then somebody come in at 4:15 or 4 o'clock and the bell going off at 5, they get the same pay, the same reward you get. Why? Because we can't finish the job unless those 4 p.m. laborers come in too. And don't call me no 4 p.m. laborer, because I've been in the heat of the sun. I've been laboring for decades for y'all. See, that's another thing that's offensive to Dowell, that I actually was in this truth before meeting him, that I kept the commandments, that I kept the 7-day Sabbath, that I kept the feast days, all before meeting him, and brought a crew of people with me to his ministry to help serve alongside him. I think that pisses him off. Why though? Because it don't pat you on the back? Because it gives glory to the Most High Yah? It's clear I'm not taking the glory for it. Man, the devil literally is telling us to approve of a man living a lifestyle that he's preached to the people for 30 years that they should turn from and shun. Oh, my. I can't get past that, brother. I'm sorry. I can't get past that. What are we doing? What are we doing? Brother Barack, I appreciate you. Brother Charlie, thank you, my brother. Odell, I appreciate you too.
Yeah, bless you, Pastor.
For the work
Absolutely.
y'all put in. And again, y'all heard right. Hey, all y'all go do it to make that money off Dowell. Pull the report. Go make that money now. Y'all know he ain't gonna do it. Lying dog. Yeah. He ain't gonna pay you. He said on there, I'll pay you. He said, I'm not paying you to pull mine because mine ain't gonna have nothing on it. But I'll pay you anywhere from $100 to $500 to pull a background report on me. Where's all these other people that went out and pulled a background report and they confirm what Dowell is saying? Where y'all at? Because I'm still waiting to see this embezzlement. I'm still waiting to see this fraud, this financial fraud and embezzlement. And I'm waiting to see all these different dates where I've been in and out of court for financial frauds and embezzlements. That's what you told the people. And I'm grateful you did it. And I'm grateful you did it on a video. You can delete it all day. I already got it downloaded in multiple places so you can forget it. It is exhibit whatever they name it. You can have it in Discovery. Absolutely, you can. I first preached in 91. I should have a mansion on 84 acres by now. That's crazy. But if you were preaching that the saints should come out of her and they should have all things common, and they should have nothing that they call their own. You don't deserve a mansion, and you don't deserve the 84 acres. They all still belong to the Most High. And I know what you're saying, my brother Charlie. They all belong to the Most High.
Yeah.
We are just supposed to be good stewards over what he has provided. Now, I was given by the Most High, not Dowell, 1.22 acres that had nothing on it. It was a garbage dump, y'all. I'm not exaggerating. The locals used it as a garbage dump. Them weeds was 6 feet high when I got there. It had broken up sidewalks and concrete, furniture. It had all kind of stuff in that on 1.22 acres of land, y'all, full of trash. But I ain't never worked a hard day in my life. Who got that? Dowell, did y'all come? Did anybody from Straitway come down and help us get rid of that trash that was on the land? Nope. Bro, come on, man. And you turn that into 7+ acres. One plot turned into 8 plots. Man, you tell the people that I buried the talent because the Most High was in the store. Man, when he get, no, I didn't bury the talents. That sound like fivefold. That sound like the person with 5 talents to me, honestly. And I ain't bragging. That's what it sound like to me. Some of y'all may say, well, that's more like 2. Whatever. I know this. I didn't bury it. If I'd have buried it, guess what? It'll still be 1.22 acres right there. That's what will be there now. And I got the documentation of when I sold the building and I split the proceeds. I don't care that Dowell don't like how the proceeds got split. I split them fairly. I'll let the courts decide if I did right or not. And don't forget, you know this as well as I do, Barack. Hey, Barack, I'll ask you. Anybody in the chat, tell me, how much do Straitway Truth Ministry members get for doing labor? What is the pay for labor?
0.
Y'all put it in the chat, please. How much do you get paid for your labor?
0. You don't get paid.
Now all of a sudden, because we butthurt, we need preparation H and prayer cloths. Now we want to charge people for labor that we never did. Open. Hey, this is the thing. I want that can of worms open. I do. Oh, I do. Because with the evidence I got, I want that can of worms open. That you are due labor by me. I cannot wait. I think I'm done. I'm gonna get really going and I'm a really. And again, I don't hide. I actually try to get. I try to let them know what's coming. And it's out of an act of love and kindness still. Because I'm still thinking about what the people got to go through because of all this tomfoolishness. You see what I'm saying? I still am concerned about the people. What they got to go through. This just a stain, just an embarrassment for Israel. An embarrassment. So I don't be caring that they know. I want them to know. Truth don't need to be defended. All of y'all gonna figure that out one day. It doesn't have to be defended. So I don't care that this gets back to him. I don't care that he tries to come up with a malicious scheme to manipulate my words and all that. Do it. Let's see what the Most High got to say about that. See, I'm not food. Some of us think that if we get to that point where we have to be judged by the Father, every deed in all of our life gonna flash in front of our face. That ain't what's gonna happen. Let me put y'all on game. You know what they call it today? Put y'all on game. Let me put y'all on game.
Yeah.
The Bible is extremely clear. The Most High is extremely clear. He judges the inner reins. He judges your heart, the intent of it. So now what you gonna see if you at that point, which I hate the fact that you there because you're not gonna get into the kingdom. But if you at that point, he's gonna show you the intent of every single act that you ever did. Why you did what you did. Yeah, you went out there and labored, but why? Yeah, you preached the gospel, but why? Yeah, you helped the sick. Yeah, you laid hands on people, but why? Why did you do it? What's the text when he's talking about the lips? Praise me. Man, I forgot. I had it, but I lost it. Y'all know it. They'll praise me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. That's what that is. You praise him with your lips. Your heart is far from him. And you think you finna fool him? All because you want to bury poor old Pastor Rufus, poor old vagabond, never had nothing in his life. Pastor Rufus.
Yeah.
Boy, you got another thing coming, man. There's a real Yah out there. And a lot of folk act like it ain't, like he not real, like he don't see you, like he's not there trying to get you to get on your face and repent while you laying in that bed crying, knowing the wickedness you done did, knowing the lies that you are perpetuating, knowing the silence you've had when you should be speaking up. You think it's going to be like Barabbas, don't you? See, that's the problem with most folk. They think they Barabbas. Y'all remember Barabbas that was up on the tree with the Most High? Y'all remember him? They think they're going to have a Barabbas moment where they can be wicked. What does he say? Workers of iniquity. Depart from me. I never knew you. You think you can get past that. You think that don't apply to you. You think you can have this bedside confession like Barabbas did and acknowledge him and he'll remember you in his kingdom. I'm sure he'll remember every wicked person that he had to send to hell to. This people draw near to me with their mouth and respect me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. That's Matthew 15:8. Thank you for looking it up for me, babe. Their heart is far from me. Far from me. You can pick sides all you want. I ain't never asked nobody to be on my side because I voted with my feet on the side of righteousness. And that's the only side that there is, in my opinion. So that's why I've advised you to do the same. You understanding what I'm saying? Vote with your feet on the side of righteousness immediately. Let me add that to it now. Immediately.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is not promised. Don't the book tell us that? We don't believe it, though. You go to sleep and you have every expectation that I'm guaranteed to get up in the morning and do all the stuff I got planned. But what happens when the day you don't?
Yeah.
And you ain't dealt with the wickedness and the perversion and the deceitfulness and the lies and the debauchery, the cheating, the silence of the lambs. And I ain't talking about the movie. All you sheep that have been silent when you saw the oppression, the slavery, the bondage that your brothers and sisters were forced into, manipulated into. Mind. I can't say that word. I forgot. The R word. Y'all know what I'm saying. Mind, whatever. But I ain't supposed to say that word on YouTube. I ain't trying to get your channel flagged. And you've seen it. You experienced it. Some of you helped them do it. You think the Most High Yah finna let you get away with that? Vengeance is his, saith Yahweh. Vengeance is mine, saith Yahweh. There's a lake with your name on it. Some of you, like he said for Judas, it'd have been better to tie a millstone around your neck and drop your butt in an ocean than you. Some of you should have never been born. It'd have been better to play with the little ones of the Most High like this, to not care about his precious children. See, they're not going to accuse me of not feeding them. They're not going to accuse me of not clothing them, not housing them, not coming to see them when they're sick in the hospital, not visiting them when they're in prisons. See, y'all worried about these prisons that these people make in America to make money off of. What about the prison of your mind? What about your heart being captive to sin, to perversions, to iniquity, to idolatry? What about that? Who's going to tend to that? Who's going to give you an encouraging word? Who's going to show you the promises of that book if you choose to receive them? Yahweh is great and he's greatly to be praised, but not with these false lips we got, not with these uncircumcised hearts we got, taking his Passover, just bringing damnation on us, knowing that we envious and jealous and bitter and mad and angry and unforgiving, willing to man, Proverbs 6:16. Pull that up. Pull it up, babe. I'm gonna read that. Proverbs 6:16. Y'all already know it. These 6 matters Yahweh hates, and 7 are an abomination to him. This proud look thing. How many of y'all got that? A lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood. Go read the story of Susanna. Look how those people believe those wicked, esteemed elders, ancient elders. Even though this woman had an impeccable character. Her character was so impeccable. When these accusations came, remember, her servants was ashamed. And as soon as these wicked elders started to speak, all the people was ready to grab their rock and stone her. But thank the Father for the Holy Spirit, because the book says Daniel was a youth, but he was full of the Holy Spirit. And that young man rebuked the crap out of all those old men. And them other elders said, oh, sit down. Let's listen to this dude. What he got to say? And ask them fools one question to expose their perversion, their wickedness. And guess what happened after that? All the people had to repent because they knew they were ready to go shed innocent blood all off the backs of some false witnesses. So for those of you that think that the War Sheep podcast ain't necessary, you better think again. That Brainwaves, Floridian Rollo, Ringo, myself, what's the next channel called? The Message Sent, places like that. For all y'all to think they're irrelevant, you better go think again. A lot of those channels are going to save you from shedding innocent blood. You ain't getting that back. Do you understand what that means if you shed innocent blood? You can't wash that away. You got to pay for that. There ain't no turning from that. And them folk was ready to crucify her. They was ready. All because of the word of some old, ancient, horny, wicked, perverted elders. But the part I think a lot of people miss, I'm going to get back to Proverbs. I ain't forgot. The part I think a lot of people miss in the story of Susanna is how she, even though she was in a pickle, and she admitted, man, it's death at every side on this thing. But guess what? The book said if I'm finna get raped and I'm in the city, it said I got to cry out, don't it? Mm-hmm. And she cried out. She cried out.
Yes, sir.
And they came a-running. And guess what? She was preserved. Go read it again, y'all. The 2 times she cried out, it was to Yah. She followed the law. And it preserved her life.
Mm-hmm.
So how many of y'all like to shed innocent blood? A heart that devises wicked schemes, feet that are quick to run to evil. See, Ellis the Hebrew, Brother Ty, with your little videos and all that, neither one of you brothers ever called me to get my side. I don't want to bring up how many times y'all called me to clean up your messes out there in Arkansas, though. When you needed my wise counsel, when you needed my wisdom and my instruction on how to deal with your assemblies and how to deal with your families, you called me then. You were man enough to humble yourself and call Elder Rufus then. But you can't call me on this. You want to make videos about me on this and think that you're right? With these feet that runs to mischief. Yeah, you quick with it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see whose side the Most High on.
Mm-hmm.
A false witness breathing out lies. That's what this version says. I'm reading the scripture version. You good, baby? Because I can switch it here. I'll give them the. Hold on, I'm gonna give them the KJV version because I know most of them don't understand the scripture version. It says a false witness that speaketh lies has not brainwaves, Rollo, Warsheet podcast. Haven't they proved that to y'all already? Randy come his little skid Martell in here, ready to be a false witness. Ready.
Yeah.
Never once been to Georgia. You stole those people money. False witness. A squirrel can't get a nut. Man, come on. A false witness that speaketh lies. And then here's the big one. He that soweth discord amongst the brethren. That's one of the biggest things this man tried to accuse me of. This is why he won't release the tapes, y'all, the audio tapes. He won't. Because in that, he claims I sowed discord. And guess what y'all will all hear if they were ever released in its full entirety? That I didn't sow discord. You actually have the brethren of Georgia testifying. Brother Vernon with his wicked tail. Brother Tim. You have these brothers confessing during the meeting that they claimed was against me. Georgia brothers testify against Pastor Rufus. No, they didn't. Go look at it again. Them two brothers admitted when the elders called them and asked them, has Pastor Rufus been down there sowing discord with you? Oh, no, not at all. Not at all. Actually, he was talking good about Pastor. That's what Vernon said. Why'd that change in a week, Vernon? Well, you're going. I'll see you in court too, sir. I'll see you in court too, brother. I'm telling you, we sisters, brothers and sisters, we have to really get a grasp of this and understand what's going on. Pull up that 1 Corinthians 11. Pull up 1 Corinthians 11. All right, go down, scroll down to verse 19. Oh, he pulled it up for me here. Go back to 18. Go to 18. First of all, when you come together in the church, I hear that there be divisions among you. And I partly believe it. This is Paul chastising, rebuking, correcting the assembly of Corinth. He said, when y'all come together in the church, in the assemblies, I hear that there are divisions among you. And I partly believe it. This is the big part here, though. For there must be also heresies among you. Are y'all listening? He's talking about divisions. He believes these divisions when y'all coming together. You coming together in the wrong spirit. You're divided. How can two walk together if they don't agree? He rebuking them. And he said these heresies, though, these damnable heresies being taught to you that are among you, that they which are approved may be made manifest among you. Don't you understand this is necessary?
Sir.
So that you could be manifested, made known, brought to the light. My approved ones are being brought out because of these damnable heresies being taught to them. These wicked dogs. This is how I can show you're approved.
Mm-hmm.
If you read the rest, read that whole thing, y'all. It's telling you how you're coming with the wrong spirit. You're doing the right physical proper act coming together. Because don't it tell us that's the man or son that don't want to fellowship? Don't it tell us that? You doing it, but your heart is wrong. And you're divided. But guess what? Jesus also said, I didn't come to bring peace. I come to bring a sword. I come to divide a father from a son and a mother from a daughter. He came for this. We won't accept this, though. We will not accept this. I thank the Father for this division. I thank the Father for these lying heresy, these lying doctrinal teachings that Dowell has been doing, that he has exposed, the Most High has. So now I can clearly see who the approved ones of the Most High is, who the elect is. I can clearly see it now. Y'all's made it manifest. Ain't this the same y'all that said, I'll send you a false prophet? It's the same one, right? And see if you will bite the fruit of lies from this false prophet so that you can get the same reward this false prophet gets. It's that y'all. It's that
Dangerous.
God we're talking about.
That's dangerous. Oh, man.
And you don't think it's important to be tied to the hip with the Holy Spirit. Because it's hip. The Messiah said, I got to go, right? Then he said, I got to go. I got to go. If I don't go, I can't send you the comforter. That's who you're supposed to be leaning on. Why? Because his job is to lead and to guide you to all truth. See, when this all happened, I didn't call up the brethren. When this all happened, I didn't gather all my wives together and say, what we're going to do? I fell on my face for weeks, for months. Don't forget, y'all, we saw this. I didn't even say nothing to him till December 8th, 2023.
Yeah.
That's 2 months after I had just been ordained a pastor. But the same man that got him told all of y'all what? Oh, this type of thing, you got to know. Hey, this is not done by man. This is Yah. Is it? Well, if it's Yah, why are you questioning my pastoralship now? Why are you asking for proof of my pastoralship? See, here's the problem. I've been knowing who I am well before I met any of y'all. Anybody that's listening to my voice right now, I knew who I was before I met you. I knew who I was in Christ. I don't got to go around with a billboard or something tattooed on my forehead, though. I let you see it by my works. I let you see it by my deeds. I let you see it by my action, by my love. If you receive it, glory. If not, hallelujah. I ain't changing because I know who I am. I don't care what title you put on it. Some call me brother. Some call me elder. Some call me pastor. Some have said I've been a prophet. Some have said you like an evangelist. You've been everywhere. You think I care about the title, y'all? Our job is to feed you with knowledge and understanding. Our job is for the perfecting of the saints, to edify the body until we can come tightly fit together in his fullness, his love, his compassion, his kindness, not ours. Glory to the King. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
To Yah be the glory. To Yah and Yah alone be the glory. Do I hate Ellis the Hebrew? No. Do I hate Brother Ty? No. Do I hate Michael Israel? No. Do I hate Charles Woodrow Dowell Jr.? No. I hate their ways. Because the book said these 6 things he hates. And the 7th is an abomination. You know how your conscience can be seared with a hot iron. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? Some of our consciences have been seared, man. They ain't changing. They ain't changing. Because once it's been seared by hot iron, it can never go back to its original state. So what do? You pray. You thank the Father. You believe. You have faith. And you exercise that faith. You stir up the gift in you so that the Most High can continue to move on behalf of the saints. Not for you personally. Because he's going to do that regardless. He's a good father. He's going to take care of his children. He ain't no absentee daddy. He ain't. He daddy daycare. He daddy on time. That's what he is. Shoot, they tried to mock my brother on here now just for calling him daddy. You got to be kidding me. They tried to mock. But the book tells us we're going to have mockers in his last days. Don't it say that?
Yes, sir.
They get up here and they mock Brother Robert. Oh my God, you're 60 years old and you're crying about this. Where's your balls at, brother? Blah, blah, blah. And then we go pull a video from almost a year and a half ago of Dowell actually doing a whole damn teaching, a whole sermon on fake Israelites giving side hugs. And you wonder where Brother Robert got that from. But now it's to be mocked. And I heard about y'all. I heard about you devils on that wicked land, mocking that brother, all feast, giving out fake side hugs, mocking him. Boy, all y'all day coming. All y'all day is coming.
Boy.
All of you that had those swift feet to go to mischief. You don't think the Most High saw it? He hates it. That's what he says, and I believe it. All y'all there had them swift feet to go mock your brother. Nobody thought, man, this brother was a good brother to me. This is a good brother and a good family. He hurting. Oh, you know why they thought that? You know why they couldn't think that? Because they were already taught by Dowell that if you're hurting, you're wicked. Anybody hurting from this situation is wicked. Are you serious? Anybody hurting from this situation is wicked. And that's where we at. Man, to y'all be the glory. Brother Barack, I'm sorry. I ain't gonna keep you, brother. I ain't gonna keep you up, brother. This I know.
What you mean? No. Hey, yeah. No, sir. Man, no, sir.
Y'all. Praise y'all.
Yeah, you ain't keeping me. You ain't keeping me from nothing. You understand what I mean? You ain't keeping
I want us to get it though. And I want y'all to know and understand that this is about the Most High Yah. This ain't got nothing to do with Pastor Rufus. Nothing to do with me. This ain't about me, and it never will be about me. But you can't punk me. You can't punk me in the spirit. You can't punk me physically. You can't punk me mentally, emotionally. You can't. I'm unpunkable. Now I'm humble, but ain't no man on this earth finna punk me out of serving the Most High Yah. Ain't no man on this earth gonna make me tap out. If it costs me my life, so be it. Glory to the King. At least I'll die praising the Most High Yah. And I'll be next to him. I'll be in his bosom. Glory. Death is gain. Y'all see, I don't think a lot of people really believe that, though. Death is gain. It's gain. I ain't got to be on here no more. My time here is done. I did my work, and he said it's time to go. Glory to the King. I'm more than willing to stay as long as he won't, but I ain't going to be mad when he pull that card and say it's time for you to get out of here, son. Time to let somebody else do what I had you doing. It's day season. Glory to the King. Brother Barack, I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you.
I appreciate
you let me clear up all that stuff and then just give a little bit that's in my heart. Glory to the King. I hope it was encouraging. I hope it motivated you, encouraged you. Because sometimes it can get dreary. Sometimes it can look bad. You just need to focus and make sure you believe the promises that the Most High is talking about in this book. He will never leave you nor forsake you. That I can guarantee. He will never have his children begging for bread. That I can guarantee.
Yes, sir.
And we just got to remember it. Man, bless y'all. Bless y'all, saints. I'm going to get out of here. I don't know if you got much more to do, but I'm actually get out of here and I'm going to listen, brother. Bless you, my brother. Love you.
Shalom, sir. Bless you and love you as well, Pastor. Shalom, Shabbat shalom to you. Really appreciate you coming on and clarifying some things as well. Honestly, y'all, you guys heard it. And my thing is this, right? We snuck a sermon out of Pastor Rufus just now. You understand? Man, I hope y'all had an opportunity to soak that up, because I'm taking a lot of that to heart. There's a lot of work internally that I got to do on me. You understand what I'm saying? And I know a lot of you have to do that internal work on you as well. Look, I'm sorry, I can't help to get emotional right now because of the level of Holy Spirit that is literally just filling the place. You know what I'm saying? And it's just the level of I just can't explain it. I just can't. I think it's the level of just truth and love that's coming forth that is allowing people to be set free, right, from the bondage, from the chains that they have been in since being done wrong by this ministry or by any individual who claimed to be servants of the Messiah. You know what I mean? And me just thinking about that, and how the Father uses all of us to bring those together who are hurt, who are broken, you know what I mean, and wanting and desperately seeking for him to shine his light upon them once again. He uses us all as a vessel in order to do so. He uses us, places us in very meticulous spots, right? And not only that, he shapes us and molds us and gives us all the talents that we need to effectively hold that spot. And the moment that we are able to just submit to him and do the things he's asking us to do is the moment we can be a blessing to others around us. Other saints can be a blessing, not only in the works that we're doing, not only in monetary, not only in just the presence, but just in the love, sheer love. And honestly, the spirit of the Messiah, the spirit, the true embodiment of Christ. And the more that we are able to step in lockstep in this, and we're all one accord, the more individuals that become one accord on that, we can really make a difference. We can shake some things up, honestly. I truly believe that. I believe that wholeheartedly, that it can be done. And there's nothing you can tell me that will convince me that it can't. Right. I don't think I'll ever give up on Israel. I don't think I'll ever give up on the saints. I don't think I'll ever give up on, of course, any of that. And neither should you. You should not give up on it. In fact, you should turn yourself into be an example, right, as to what is bad with the community, the Israelite, the Hebrew Israelite community. What is bad with the community? Using the name to change that image, to make it a better image, to make it more palatable. You be that beacon of light and you change that. You make the differences. You know what I'm saying? But you have to lift up that lineage, right? So it does not have that bad stigma on it. And this is what we're witnessing now. And this is why we do the work that we do. We do it like this so we can be able to change that image. I really hope you guys enjoyed this broadcast here tonight. We're going to go ahead and land the plane here, y'all. I really appreciate you guys rocking with me here. And thank you, Pastor Rufus, for coming on. Shout out and salute to you all, Brother Charlie, and the rest of you who have joined in and contributed to tonight's broadcast. I really appreciate it.
Carry on.
Many blessings and Shabbat shalom to you all. Man, y'all have a good rest day, okay? We'll see you guys, I guess, first day. All right. Peace. And don't forget, all my righteous alpha men, if you can please, on the way out, drop a ram in the chat for me, please. And all my elegant women who are exceptional, drop a sheep in the chat for me, please, on the way out. And we're going to go ahead and land this plane here. This is the Worship Podcast and your host, Barak. Bless you. Shabbat shalom.